Greetings one and all. Welcome to Channel Other Doc. I'm Jim. I use he, him pronouns. And today we're playing 3 Days Until Retirement, a game about cops on the edge. Our 4 police detectives have 3 days to solve their last case. I expect it to be all manner of crazy, and so I guess we'll just sort of see how things are going here. Let us go around and introduce everyone, and we will start with Travis. Hello!
Hello, I'm back here on the @OtherDoc channel. That's awesome. Yes, at Travis, at Producer Trav. Now that I've changed my Twitter handle, WebDM Producer. Very glad to be here, playing this weird game. I got my shades, and I've been listening to the Barney Miller theme all morning, so I'm feeling good about it. And so yeah, I'm playing Mitch Taggart, and he's a good cop, but break your face. If you look at him sideways, don't tell him what he wants to know. And his accent's already slipping, so I'm feeling good.
Excellent. Thank goodness Metro City is not in a specific place.
I know, right?
And now let us move on to Katie. Hello.
Hi, I'm Katie. This is my first time on Other Doc, and I've never played anything like this other than 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons, so it'll be exciting. I am playing Magnolia, aka Maggie Robinson, but you can call her Mrs. Robinson if you'd like. And she is kind of an assertive woman. She's very jokey. She's an avid environmentalist and beekeeper and an ex-judoka. So please don't look at her sideways because she will flip you on your butt.
I love this. I love this so much already. And now let us move on to Cody. Hello.
Hello. I'm Lord Conti here on Twitch. You can call me Lord, you can call me Conti, you can call me Lord Conti, you can call me Cody. I will be playing Reggie Drumpf. He was once a good cop, but now he's a horrible alcoholic.
These things, they happen, you know. And finally, let us move on to Matt. Hello.
Hi, everybody. I'm Matt, the Killer GM on Twitter. Otherwise, my first time on Other Doc. Very happy to be here. Always happy to play with some other games and get rolling. Today, I will be portraying Sergeant Julius Blutarski, guy who's done some bad things, but thinks he's made up for it. Been a very straight arrow type character. You know what I'm saying?
Excellent. Oh, this is going to be delightful. All right. Well, before we get into the meat of this, just as the general announcement, like we do with most games on this channel, we're going to be using the X card, the N card, and the O card. If we hit something that's crossing a line for one of the players, any of them can type an X in the Zoom video chat. Or anywhere else. They make an X symbol if they want, and we'll back up and we'll do something else. If something happens that you're okay having in the game, but you don't want a graphic description of it, type an N in the Zoom chat and we'll fade to black on it or put it behind a veil. So it'll be there, but we won't go into detail. But finally, if you're in the midst of intense role-playing and you think we might be worried you're really upset out of character, you can put an O in the chat to let us know you're okay and that we're good to keep piling on the drama. Something else we can do is put an O with a question mark after it when we say or do something and then think, maybe that might have been a little too much. Then everyone else can respond to that to let us know if we're still doing okay. So this game, 3 Days Until Retirement, it's came out a few years ago, and is a game about basically these police officers, or well, police detectives probably, who are getting ready to retire. They've got 3 days, but there is the one last chance to crack a case and get a better pension, so that they can retire with enough to actually support them, which is always nice.
Medical benefits.
Medical benefits. This is
Sweet drink money.
So as we're getting started with this, I think what we're going to do first. What we're going to do first here is we're just going to do a tiny bit of world building for Metro City, which is where this takes place. Just so that I've got kind of an idea of some things I can throw at everyone. One thing that I kind of want to figure out about is if what the criminal organizations that are going to be narratively important here are going to be. I'm looking for 2 low-level ones and 1 high-level one. Does anyone have an idea for... And this can be anything. It can be a gang. It can be whatever. But what do we think is one of the low-level criminal organizations that's operating in the city?
Oh man, that's good. I gotta think about it. Well, you got the, you could do Italian mafia. Irish mafia is pretty much the same thing.
Italian mafia would be the bigger organization, though. So
I had 2 Italian mafia families in my little notepad that I had put together here. Bluto had actually gone undercover against the Castanetti crime family and actually testified against them a few years back, and they're kind of on the wayside currently. And their rivals, the Palazzo crime family, have sort of stepped up onto their turf in the meantime.
Awesome.
And if it needs to be smaller, you could do a particular crew. You don't have to go up against the entire mob. You can break it in pieces and pissed off a capo somewhere.
Oh yeah, absolutely. One thing also with regards to Metro City, I definitely imagine it as a trade hub. It's got the docks along the Silver Strand River, Warehouse Town, the international airport, and you got the boardwalk on there. And there's this old abandoned Metro McGee's Fun Fair. People don't go near it anymore. It's really this turf for this gang called the Killer Clowns.
There you go.
Thank you very much for this wonderful gift.
I try.
Is this spelled with K's or?
The killer is spelled with the K. The C is not. They really don't like going that far with it. It's a branding thing.
Ah, gotcha. Okay. Yeah. So they're a gang that dresses up as clowns, but they want to make sure their grammar is correct. Is what I'm sensing here. Which
somebody feels like getting proper.
That's really good.
Nice. Oh yes. Okay. Awesome. So a sense that I'm getting from this, if folks are good with this, is that maybe a couple of low-level criminal organizations that might be in contention with each other would be what remains of the Castanettis and the Killer Clowns, and then the larger organization might be the Palazzos. How do we feel about that?
sounds good to me.
Sure, why not?
All right.
Good about that. It would be are the Killer Clowns. What are they? Are they just wackos, or because I've always loved the idea and it's just a direct lift from Ninja Turtles of disenfranchised street youth who have been swept up into a organized street crime organization like the Foot Clan.
You and I are speaking of a language here, and absolutely, I like the idea of rather than turning to the mob or whatever. These are the kids who feel like to really lash out at the world, they got to dress up in clown makeup and go commit crimes.
Yeah,
Nice.
And they've got a ringleader who's a complete psycho and is manipulating them in their big meetings where he goes, "This is your family. I am your father."
While clinking bottles on his fingers.
Entirely possible.
With honking shoes.
From the hood of my car.
Oh, nice. So if we're good with those organizations, unless anyone had another suggestion leap to mind, I think I'm going to go with those. There is probably, I'm guessing, some sort of what business I think are the Killer Clowns in, and I think they're probably trying to, and it's the thing. This is the thing they're going to be fighting with the Castanettis over right now.
Well,
The Killer Clowns are they're into general anarchy, you just stealing, maybe peddling drugs.
Okay.
they steal
might be a
and
turf
wreck
thing.
everything, I think.
Yeah.
So it's probably more of a turf thing than anything else, I'm guessing. Maybe the Castanettis had turf out by the boardwalk, and now they're not as big a thing anymore. It's harder for them to defend it, and the Killer Clowns are trying to move in on them.
That seems right.
All right, excellent. So yeah, generally the gangs will traffic in something, and we could say that they traffic in drugs. That was mentioned. We could say weaponry if we wanted. But I feel I'm getting the vibe that probably, I think a group that dresses up as clowns, I'm feeling more they would traffic in drugs than in weaponry. But that's just me.
Well, when you have drugs, you gotta defend them.
That's important. That is very important. So
Yeah, they don't need to sell rubber chickens and boxing gloves with knives in them and baseball bats with you know what I mean? They
Wiffle aluminum bats.
yes.
Exploding rubber ball and okay.
And goes to fantasy name generators and pulls up the clown name generator. There we go. Okay.
Jesus Christ.
That's good.
Next. So we were talking a little bit about Metro City. We were talking about the possibility that it's so I'm getting a sense it's somewhere that is landbound, but it's got a large river nearby. So it has a boardwalk and docks. Do we have any other specific ideas about what is in the city or what it's like or what its major industry is?
All I can picture is Seattle. That's all. Coffee. That's all I can.
That's funny.
Saying there's a huge coffee empire there.
I might also just really want coffee.
It's a little bit in the mountains, so they grow coffee there as well.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I was thinking like trade also is a big thing for the place.
Trade is good.
Board thing works, and maybe tech is running it. If you're going to start talking about Starbucks in Seattle, maybe.
Yeah.
I was trying to not make it like Seattle, but my God, we're just going there already.
Well, one thing we could do, because I have very little ideas about Seattle, for I am on what can only be described as the East Coast. If it's in the mountains, maybe it used to, in the past, was big into mining, and it's gotten to the point that there's not really much left to mine. So big coffee and big tech came in, basically. And they're starting to do all manner of things. Yep.
Ruin everything.
Well, these things happen.
And heck, old mining holes make great hiding places for whatever.
That is true. All the old mines outside of town are probably used for something. Excellent. So let me see here. Also, one other thing. About crime. Is there a particular business that the Palazzos at this point are known for? One major thing, it's like everyone knows they control this thing.
Illegal gambling.
Excellent. So also there are casinos. Well, illegal gambling, so they're not. They're hidden.
There might be like a couple legit casinos in town or just outside of town, maybe.
Yeah, but in town it's not legal. But
maybe there's one like on the river that's legal.
Yeah. There's like a.
There's a fake riverboat. It's just like the Emerald Lake.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep, tourist riverboat. Absolutely.
And it's owned by the Palazzos for their face business.
Yeah.
Where they filter all their money.
Great.
Launder.
Kansas City, Missouri is that way, where you're like, why is there a boat right there?
I feel like this is one of those things where like the it's like there's someone that's like the whoever is the face of their business is supposed to be like this mogul has operations in Vegas and what have you, but and I suppose it's perfectly legit gaming, trying to make it a sort of
There's definitely a push in the state Senate funded by the Palazzos to legalize gambling.
Yes.
But they could just do it. But there's definitely that contingent.
That's nice. Excellent. I love this. So I think the only other thing I wanted to look into is I would like each of you, if you would, and you can be as detailed or vague as you like here, to tell me of an NPC, a major person in town who's considered a pillar of the community, of strength and goodness. Perhaps not everyone, but that people sort of look up to, and it can be in any number of fields. It can be someone. It could be someone on the police force, or it could be someone like in the clergy. It could be a media figure. It could be a business figure. It could be someone from virtually any walk of life. Just that they are someone who is well known and very high up in what they do. Does anyone have a suggestion for one of those as of yet, or shall I begin surreptitiously calling on people?
The last name is Burkhalter, because he's in charge of scheduling for League Bowling. And
With the league.
That's right. It's a league game, Smokey. So, and maybe he's a cop. Maybe we have a very popular police chief. I was hoping for some internal affairs action, some tension with IA.
Ooh, excellent.
Ooh, definitely. Yes, I love that.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Good.
It's very popular, but we all know he's a scumbag.
Well, he does what's
Please,
necessary to get the job done. So Chief Burkhalter is one. And so that was, who suggested that? I was looking away. Was that?
That was Trav.
That was Travis?
That was
Okay,
Trav.
okay.
He's doing great.
Let's see. Matt, do you have any ideas for a person?
I do. As a matter of fact, I was trying to give other people a chance, though. I've been talking so much. Arthur Wright of Wright Shipping and Freights is probably second generation. Yeah, one of the bigger companies in town.
Excellent. Right, shipping and freight. Cool. Yeah, there's got to be a lot of that here. So, someone's probably, I expect, has a lot of things they've set up in the community, public parks, stuff like that they've helped support.
Parks, libraries, I believe the concert hall, maybe even.
Cool. And also keep in mind, folks, if you have an idea for a person, you don't have to have a name ready necessarily. I've got an NPC deck here, so we can pull what we need. But that's just, if you have one, that's all to the better. So let's see, Katie, did you have a thought for someone?
The only thing I can think of is possibly an older mom and pop, like sort of sandwich diner.
Ooh.
That's extremely popular. Maybe Jack and Diane's Clover. I don't know, something like that. Where you would take anyone to go eat, and it's just really, it's in a good neighborhood, or maybe it's in a bad neighborhood. It's just very popular and well loved.
That's great. The coffee shop. You got it.
Fantastic coffee.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Damn fine coffee and hot.
This was Jack and Diane Clover, you said?
Yeah.
Awesome. And this is it's a diner. Excellent. Cool.
Fantastic sandwiches.
Did it?
And great coffee.
What did we say the name? Did we say the name of the diner, or is that?
No, I didn't say a name.
If you have a name, please let us know, and I will.
Well, there's
I'll find
Dupar's.
some time.
There's the double R. There's Dupar's. There's Satriali's, but that's the pork store in Sopranos. So that doesn't quite work. Mom's is always a great.
Mom's Place? Let's go down to Mom's Place.
There you go.
Sure. Mom's Place.
I don't like the way they do the corned beef down at Mom's, though.
Oh, yeah.
Excellent.
They changed the French fries a few years ago. I don't know.
Yeah.
Something in the oil.
Has to happen sometime, I guess. But yeah.
that vegetable oil crap.
Well,
Like everything, it's not as good as it used to be.
yeah. It's a pity because part of what made them famous was how well they were doing what they were doing using the old traditional methods. There was that whole newspaper article on them and everything, and that just sort of blew up. But maybe these days it's there's this feeling that they've sold out a little bit using these other products that they kind of have to keep afloat.
They opened that new restaurant on the west side, and it just never was the same after that.
Yeah.
That's usually what happens. But Cody, did you have an idea for a pillar of the community?
A man by the name of Lewis Henderson. Everyone knows him as Uncle Lou. He owns several businesses on the riverfront, close to the casino. he's trying to turn this negative into a positive. Bringing more business in, more family friendly entertainment. But trying to build around the casino, trying to make that section of town more of a event center.
And wait, which section of town did you say it was again?
Around the casino.
Around the casino. So near the river. So not too far from the boardwalk, I'm guessing, but probably, yeah.
Yeah, but he owns like a lot of bars and restaurants.
Yeah. Interesting.
And he's trying to bring the boardwalk back up.
Okay, cool. Excellent. Well, this already begins folding into things, so I think this will be quite excellent. So I think that's going to be pretty much what we need to get started. So I am going to now very briefly. The makers of this game have been kind enough to put all manner of generators and what have you in here. But as we're doing that, let me flip around to that here. Yeah. I'm going to draw a couple of cards that will only have meanings for few folks. Oh, isn't that fascinating? Okay. As I'm just determining just a few things. Just a few things real quick. Well, that escalated. Looking at what this is. Let's see.
I don't like that.
These things happen. Okay. All right. Sure. Okay. We can go with that.
I'm worried. I'm scared. I'm a little scared.
Well,
I don't like your reactions.
3 days to retirement. What's the worst that could happen?
What is the worst
Death.
thing? Well,
Death.
my drawing this card quite possibly is the worst thing that could happen. But we'll find out. We'll find out how this goes. Okay. All right. Yeah, okay. Yep. So, let me actually draw 3 more cards because that was just telling me just sort of elements that are in it, and now I'm going to get one more thing that just tells me a little bit more about the master plan.
I reserve all film rights to the next 2.5 hours, by the way.
Oh, okay. That's just fine.
All licensing, publishing, film, can go ahead and option that for $1. I'll send that to you, PayPal.
I'm calling screenwriter credit on this.
That's important.
Well, we'll have to go through the WGA for that, but we'll arbitrate it and fight over it for years. So
yeah, that's fine.
Gives you all a reason to stay in contact.
Yeah,
it'll bring us closer together.
of course.
We'll communicate through about 300 pounds of attorney.
Yeah.
He's about right.
That'll work. So now that we figured that out, okay, yeah, I think I know who the bad guy is and what's happening. So I'm going to they've also provided for us that
I love how you're like writing this right now.
It's kind of, yeah. Let's see, the setup. Here we go. They provide us with this thing, and I'm just going to read it out because this is kind of how this is how the setup for the game. It very quickly establishes how it works, and so this is what it is. You've got 3 days until retirement. You're a sergeant, which means your pension won't amount to much, but you were never in it for the money. On Monday morning, the police chief calls you into his office. You figure you're probably going to get your chops busted for something again. When you enter, you see the police chief, some other grizzled veteran officers, and some pencil neck accountant-looking guy. The police chief puffs on his cigar, nods at the pencil neck, who coughs at the smoke, and says, "We have a situation. There appears to be a rash of crime throughout Metro City that might be related in some way. It looks bad for the mayor, and it's an election year. We need this taken care of now, and we need this taken care of quietly." It's almost cute how he sometimes tries to sound tough. It doesn't always work, but these things happen. Mayor talked to the. Oh yeah, so I was doing the wrong voice this whole time. So the pencil pusher standing next to him then speaks up and says, "The mayor talked to the chief, and he suggested some of you old school officers would be able to take care of this quickly and discreetly." There's random muttering from the other veterans, and it seems like they're getting the same impression you are. This is a bullshit assignment designed to extract the last tiniest amount of work from you guys before you retire. It is shameful how the city treats veteran police officers. The paper pusher notices your discomfort and raises his thin hands that have probably never hurt anyone directly. This is of such importance to the mayor that if you can bring in the perps, arrested or otherwise, you'll get promotions and retire as lieutenants. Your fellow officers quit grumbling. That's a couple $100 extra every month. Sounds like you guys are finally getting the respect you deserve. When the well-dressed and intelligent pencil neck continues talking, everyone suddenly pays much closer attention. The officer that brings in the kingpin behind the operation will receive a special commendation, bumping their pay grade to that of a captain. You don't look around, but you assume that everyone else's jaw dropped too. If you bring in the brains behind this operation, there's no telling what you could do with the extra cash. It finally looks like something might go your way. We have a case file and surveillance photos here. You'll have to share them, though. And he begins to tell you what you know so far. Before we determine that, though, let us first zoom in on our cops here. I think I'm going to take a page from Bad Streets, and I think what I'm going to do is, as we have 4 players, I'm going to partner you up. So who would like to partner with whom? So we're going to have 2 pairs of partners here.
Trav, you're muted.
Yeah, I know. Well, I mean, I'll jump right in. I think me and Matt have a thing going. I think if I went, I'm sitting over here going, I was gonna go hard boiled NYC kind of a thing, and now I'm like, no. If Tom Selleck, while he was on Friends, actually got a movie, like 1996, 97, a shitty movie, then it would be called Tag. This summer, he's it. And me and Prue used to joke about this movie. We would say, Tag, it'd be a great action movie. Tag, you're it. It's great. The marketing writes itself. Anyway, so Mitch Taggart is we partnered up with Blutarski. Plus, that means I get to say Blutarski over and over again for the next 2+ hours. So that sounds great.
Solid choice. I'm cool.
Cool. So that means that Reggie and Maggie are going to be partners, if that's all right with you folks. So as we are panning through this police station, the camera will alight on your characters, their reactions as they're as this presentation is about to start. And it pans through, and so we see first Mitch and Bluto watching this, and what do we see?
I need some gum.
Here, have some of mine.
Hey, you got any gum? Yeah.
I got a couple sticks. Yeah, some of those juicy fruit. Yeah. Good stuff. Juicy fruit's good.
What the hell are they talking about anyway? Talking about?
I don't know. You shut up. I'm trying to listen.
Spaced out.
What do they look like?
Bluto's heavy set. He was a football player back in college, but he's kind of gone a bit. He's still fairly fit. Still can run down a perp if he needs to. But he's definitely seeing that go to fat a little bit.
What is Taggart look like?
Taggart's wearing the. I gotta drop the accent. I gotta get the voice down. It's gonna take 2 hours to get this voice down. You got the juicy fruit at the beginning is too much, and then it goes away. Anyway, leather jacket, right? But not the James Dean biker leather jacket. The kind of the J. Crew, older. I bought this, on vacation kind of a thing, and long, the kind of thigh height, longer leather jacket. Jeans, and I don't know. We got to think about his shoes, because he doesn't wear maybe cowboy boots. I think I'm going cowboy boots.
Nice touch. That's a good touch.
Cowboy boots. I've got the suspenders thing going on. I feel like suspenders and button down.
Excellent. So as the camera continues moving, we then alight on Reggie and Maggie, and what do we see?
Reggie just pulls out a bottle of Pepto-Bismol, takes a drink out of it.
That's not good for you. You're gonna hurt your liver more than it's worth.
My liver's probably already shot.
Listen, I've got essential oils back at my desk. Just use them. Use them whenever you want. Okay?
Look, how many times have I told you? Just keep your essential oils to yourself.
They work. They work.
There is no scientific proof that they work.
You know what? I don't need to deal with this. She's gonna pat on some calming essential oils.
Awesome. And what do they look like?
Reggie has unkempt gray hair with a very unkempt beard. He's wearing a tweed jacket with a polo shirt underneath, but it's untucked. And he's wearing jeans and his favorite Converse.
Ooh. Maggie has curly blonde hair and big, bright pink cat eye spectacles. And she is wearing a yellow shirt with stars and black jeans with what are they called? Really weird, chunky earrings that your grandma would wear.
Awesome. So the the camera then continues moving on, and it passes on finally to near the front of the room, where there's this screen that's getting pulled down with a projector that's sort of one of those old-fashioned slide projectors that's getting turned on, and even though they have slightly better technology there, I'm imagining my brain is falling more sort of 80s 90s right now, but the fellow in the pullover, who was basically the pencil pusher, is whom I've decided his name is Adrian, is sort of getting ready to turn this thing on, and he's like, well, so I have to. This is actually going to hit folks kind of hard. I don't know. And at this point, Chief Burkhalter just, hang on a second, Adrian. Folks, I have some bad news for you. We found part of what is prompting this is that last night, well, early this morning, and this must have happened last night, but early this morning, we found Jack Clover. He is no longer with us.
What the hell?
They found him on the. Not sure what he was doing out there, but they found him on the out on the edge of the boardwalk, face down in a cream pie. And
that is a waste of a pie.
There's now the slide comes on, and you see basically this body, and you can't see the face because it's in this pie tin mashed down. But then there's also you notice that the white of the cream, as it flows out, is also mixed with the red of his blood, as it looks as though probably from getting his throat slit. as it is coming out, and it just is going everywhere. But it is unmistakably one of the two owners of Mom's Place.
Oh, jeez.
I was thinking clowns have gone too far this time.
Might not have been the clowns. You don't make assumptions. You always check the facts.
Come on. Somebody ends up dead in a cream pie and you're not going to suspect the clowns? What are you doing?
Yeah.
I mean, it's a possibility, but let's get everything we know first.
Could be a setup, framing it on the clowns,
I mean, could be, but I don't know. Who wants to frame the clowns?
Cheap to get a cream pie,
What's he doing down on Boardwalk?
What is he doing down on Boardwalk?
Well, where it is. Where it is, they're starting up a new operation down there, Adrian, and Adrian says, yeah, it's looks like they're trying to they're trying to move into not only drug distribution but money laundering, and so it's they're sort of what we've heard thus far. We haven't really confirmed much yet. Also, I mean, if you look, you'll see also in the area there was other paraphernalia left. There's a sort of another shot that's sort of pulled back, and you see there are a bunch of sort of party streamers lying around, and there are like a couple of amusing clown horn type things, sort of the bicycle horns and things of that nature. Sort of various little carnival paraphernalia lying around, and he just sort of nods. The chief says, "Well, those of you about to retire, you got 3 days to figure this out. Because this operation needs to stop. Godspeed to you." And the chief turns around and returns to his heavenly office, wherever it may be in the building. But it's on a higher floor than this one. And so that is our morning scene. As the way this goes, this game takes place over 3 days. We have generally a maximum of four-ish scenes per day. And so my first question to you is, what are we doing?
Well, I want to look at the photos. You got to do the thing where you go down and get the 8x10s there, start flipping through the.
Pin them up on a board.
Yeah. You could do that. I kind of want to hit the crime scene, but we could do that too.
I was going to say that's the first thing I wanted to do, but it happened this morning. That's a good question. Can we go down and go straight to the crime scene?
You totally can. So my question is, Mitch and Bluto are wanting to go to the crime scene. Are Reggie and Maggie also wanting to do that, or do they want to do something else?
Has the forensic team already collected evidence? Do we know?
They're out there right now. Apparently, they've started some. But if you want to catch them, sort of on the way back, you could do that. That's also a possibility.
Probably go down to the crime scene.
All right.
Yeah, we gotta go down there.
Or we can go down to Mom's and talk to the wife.
We need to. Diane must just be beside herself. Does she even know? Does Diane even know? We need to go let her know.
It's fair. It's very fair. All right. So it sounds like there are some folks who are going to be heading to Mom's place, and some folks are going to be heading to the crime scene. So who's going where? Who's going where first? Who wants to go first?
Well, yeah, we'll go down to the crime scene. We'll get in the car.
Mm-hmm.
Gonna drive.
What kind of car do you have?
I don't know. Take we got the standard police cruiser there. Got the cop shocks, cop brakes, cop engine.
Excellent. The
Yeah. Yeah, it's a Crown Vic.
Pull out of the parking garage and scrape the bumper, and some sparks fly off the bumper like in RoboCop.
Yeah, apparently a station isn't very what's the word? Funded quite well.
Yeah. There's been that issue. They're always cutting funding. It's terrible. It's just terrible. So let me go ahead and see here. So you make your way to the crime scene. Of course, there are various things you can do here. Look around, investigate.
Well, I want to step under the tape. You got to do the thing where I hold the tape up for my partner.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll go trundling in.
I kind of duck in like a boxer going into the ropes,
Yeah, talk to the unis, acknowledge them. Hey, Stansky, how you doing?
Oh, hey, what up?
Same old.
All right, look, everybody.
You want for Poker Friday?
You still gonna have the steak for it?
Yeah. Yuck it up.
Oh, all right, you clowns. Look at this. Here we go. Look at this. Who'd have thought the old man had so much blood in him? Am I right? Look at this. It's everywhere.
A lot of blood.
It's tragic.
Cream pie doesn't cause a man's neck to explode.
That's true.
You know what I mean?
That's very true.
Unless you're using some very specific ingredients.
You cut yourself on that tin plate they use, that cheap stuff. But I don't think that's what's happening here. Somebody.
Yeah.
I mean, do we know the murder weapon yet? The actual cause of death right now?
Well, first let's. So it sounds to me like Mitch is looking at the body, and Bluto is talking to the other officers on the scene. And so I think first what I'm going to have Mitch do is investigate, and so let me reread how this happens, since I learned this game this morning. The game runner will pull 5 cards. Okay, all right. So I'm going to pull 5 cards, and then you basically. Oh yeah, I need to deal each of you cards. So you each get 13 cards. It's the start of the day.
You deal me those, or I draw those?
I'll go ahead and deal them to you. It'll be faster, I think.
Cool.
All right.
Okay. So now
Hagrid's playing it cool about how he doesn't like clowns.
This is a good thing.
I don't like them.
Bluto's giving him the distance. It's respect.
And it looks like I deal myself 5 cards here. And this for the investigation. All right. And then you each are going to get tokens at the beginning of this. Let me go ahead and pull these tokens up here. And we found the thing that I neglected to do ahead of time. I was just commenting before we went live. It's like there's always that one thing that we've forgotten to do, and we're not sure. And in this case, I didn't set up areas for people to keep their tokens, so I'm just going to real fast just throw some names down for the token for your tokens here. But you're each going to get
3.
You're each going to get 3 on day 1. Is that right?
I thought we got 4 on day 1.
How many do we get on day 1?
No, it's 3, 2, 1.
3, 2, 1.
Is it 3 on day 1, 2 on day 2, 1 on day 3?
Gotcha.
Then you can spin a card and get more tokens.
Yes.
Oh, that's what I'm looking at. Is that the tracker for that? Okay.
Alrighty. Go ahead and just get that out real quick. And the right now, I know it looks like there are 4 things with the same name on it, but there will be editing. All right. You actually put your character names there. That will help. Okay. Dee-dee-dee-dee. Dee-dee-dee-dee. All right. So those are your tokens. And you can, if need be, let me actually also make it so that you can move them should you want to. Or they'll just be sort of sitting there. Yeah, that's all right. We'll fix that as we go. So, yeah, if anyone now, do they when you trade in your card for tokens, did it say you do that at the beginning of the day, or does that?
Players can then discard a card for a certain number of additional luck tokens. So I assume it's once at the start of the day.
Yeah, let's say that's the start of the day. So, so yeah, does anyone want to discard cards for tokens?
I'm going to discard this lovely queen for an additional 3.
All right. Alrighty.
Actually, since it's day 1, we get 5 additional tokens.
That's if you play an ace.
Oh, that's if you play. Oh, you're right.
Yeah,
Sorry.
yeah.
I played a queen, I get 3. Kings 4, Jack 10s 2.
Yeah, I'm gonna pitch an ace actually and get 5.
Okay. Matt, was it you that just pitched the ace?
Correct.
All right.
Good old Bluto.
Lucky son of a gun. That's what they call me.
Alrighty. Does anyone else want to discard a card for tokens?
Was it a king for 2 of them?
It's king for 4 today.
Yeah.
And the charts early on, you get for an ace you get 5, and then all the way down to it starts getting into the 2s at Jack and the 1s at 9 and 8 and 9.
What do tokens do?
When you can spend a token when you're about to do a draw to increase to get a plus on your draw. Basically, it's considered the next higher thing. You can do it afterward, but that costs 2 tokens if you decide to boost your result.
You also got to spend them for your lucky breaks.
Yes. Yeah. So if you have lucky breaks, then you can spend those, and that's how you activate them.
And I get 5 to start or 4 to start?
You have 3 to start, and then you
3.
spend a card.
Yeah.
Right, well,
If you want to spend a
okay.
card, you can get more tokens depending on the value of the card that you.
Yeah, basically 8 up gets you
All right.
tokens.
8, 9 gets you 1, 10 Jack gets you 2, Queen gets you 3, King gets you 4, and Ace gets you 5.
And then
Alright.
it declines over the later days. So
Yeah.
3, 4, 5. I'll play a 10 and get 2, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All right.
Do these carry over to the next day?
They do not.
use them or
Just gonna
lose
ask
them.
that. Oh, oh. All right. Wow. Now you really got to do it.
I will trade in my 10 as well for 2.
Do we draw again in between days?
Yep.
Yes. And each time we get less cards as well.
Yep.
Ah. Okay. Sweet.
Okay. Thank you very much for those cards. And let's see.
Bluto should have 8 tokens, not 5.
Mm-hmm.
Should I? Okay, hang on.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I have 5.
Yeah, let me go ahead and add for you there. I'm just gonna move these off to the side for now. Cool. All right. Now, yeah.
Just playing the Magna PI theme over and over and over again
It's a
while you
good
do
thing.
this.
So many wonderful things.
All right, so now you've got your cards there, and we're doing an investigation pull, and the way that works, so I pull 5 cards from the top of the deck, and then you play a card that represents the amount of investigative effort and ability you're putting into looking for a clue. 2 won't get you anything, but the most rudimentary information, while an ace is basically next level Sherlock Holmes stuff. Then I play whatever card in my hand is the closest to it without going over, and that tells us what you get in the way of information from investigating this body.
Okay. Well, then I'm gonna. Is it my turn?
Yeah. So we're starting with you.
All right, I got a king here. I'll play this king because I'm investigating the body here.
Right.
We'll find out what killed this guy. What's going on?
Okay.
Deploy my forensic abilities here.
Well, as it happens, I have a queen. So. Let's see. Yeah. So you're looking at this body as this is going on, and yeah, you're. This is actually going to tell you a lot, kind of immediately. As this is going on, first off, it does not look to you like the clowns did this. Not really. This is not. It's one of those things where it's like it could easily be mistaken for their MO, and they have done stuff like this in the past, but they're usually the death is funnier in some way. They kind of understand that you can't just murder someone in a cream pie and put them in a cream pie and have that be considered any form of art. This is actually strangely enough kind of messier than they usually leave it. And they don't usually leave streamers and what you have all about. Usually what they do is they'll leave their gang symbol somewhere if they want you to know it was them. Usually they'll let you see the victim's face, which is a big thing for them because it's kind of they have this whole ethos about showing your true face, because they've usually painted the victim's face in some way to kind of show what they thought of them. They haven't done any of that, so this is if you had to bet on it, you'd say this was definitely a put up.
Lutarski, this is not a clown kill. All right.
Oh, honky.
No, I'm telling you. A cream pie does not a clown kill make, my friend. All right, let me tell you. Somebody came, it was too messy, sloppy work. So then they slide a cream pie under the guy's face, trying to frame up the clowns. It's too much. It's not them.
It don't add up.
How many dozens of clown kills have you and I looked at? They always show the face. They always paint the face. They always want to show off and make a big joke out of it.
Yeah. This ain't very funny. Not the usual ha-ha funny that they go for, yeah?
Yeah. It's not funny enough to be a clown kill.
Yeah, no.
It's more
Okay.
sad funny than ha-ha funny. This one.
Yeah, now that you mention it, it's a little more sombers than you expect from them.
Here's a $64,000 question. Who'd want to whack Old Man Clover and frame up the clowns for it?
That is a very interesting question that I would want to know the answer to at this point.
What part of town are we in right now?
Boardwalk?
Yeah, you're basically right. You're just really less than half a mile from the carnival grounds.
I'd like to spend a luck point to activate my hard-boiled ability as I investigate the scene.
Ooh. Excellent. So I shall take one of those.
Yep.
As I am manipulating those. And what does that ability do?
Specifically, hard-boiled. I know it allows me to spend the luck point while I'm investigating, and I'm supposed to get a very high rank of high rank a clue. Essentially, major clue, and I believe it's +2 rank, equivalent to what I'd be able to get on scene normally.
Gotcha. All right. Let me go ahead and
Let's see, where
in
is
front of
it?
me here. Hard boiled.
Yeah. Equivalent to information 2 ranks higher than normally available if I'm making this poll while investigating a corpse or crime scene.
All right, excellent. So, this is another investigation pull then. As you're kind of looking around, you kind of chatted a little bit with the with forensic folks, and they haven't really come up with much. They don't feel as though there's much for them to do here. The guy's throat was cut. Yeah, so as you're looking around, I'm going to go ahead and yeah, I think we're in the same scene, so I'm just going to use I think I'm just going to go ahead and refresh the cards that I have. So that I'm just back up to 5. And yeah, so what level of card do you want to play for this?
Well, since the king got us that, I feel like we gotta step this up a little bit.
Okay. Let me see here. Okay. Well, I have a jack. So, as you are kind of trying to figure this out, so you played an ace, and so you're looking for 2 higher than an ace right now, basically, as far as I can tell.
Essentially, Pluto just has, like, he notices a couple details that are just going to blow this out of the water.
Awesome. Okay. Yes. So as you're looking this over, yeah. So there is a, yeah, you're going to notice something that essentially, as you're looking around and you see there's this, you know, you're not sure what compels you to look there. Probably your years of training. But there's a trash can nearby that has been, looks like for the most part, has been recently emptied, and you know that they come through here, and they would have emptied this probably roughly around the time shortly before Jack was killed. Because you also know, a number of you know a lot of the city workers here, and so you know that this is about where they. So it's not surprising that the trash can is almost empty. But what you see in there is a discarded half pack of cigarettes. That's actually a very specialized brand. That you can't really get unless you have specific connections, and there is someone that there is someone that you have occasionally run into, who smokes them, because it's one of those things that you have to get them imported from Italy. They're sort of a they're and it's, yeah, and of course I the name that came to mind is French, so I can't say the name of that name because it's the wrong name. But sort of the Italian version of Gauloise or something similar is sort of what I'm thinking. But this is something that this is the same. This is the. So it was a couple of years back. It was a few years back when you were having to deal with that lawyer that used to work for the Castanettis. Her name is Mara Ribaldi, and you remember these details about people. She smoked these basically like a chimney. And you almost wouldn't remember, except you had kind of a sort of a side conversation about it while you were waiting for more things to happen. And she kind of had commented that it's like, you can't get these over here. We've got kind of the lock on the import of these.
Hey, Dag,
Yeah.
what day is it?
Monday.
Trash day.
Oh yeah.
He
Oh
kind
shit.
of he fishes into the trash can with a pencil and comes up.
Yeah.
What you got?
Tell me, why am I finding?
What's your Coney Island whitefish?
Nah. I'm finding smokes here that are distinct and Italian in nature.
I love those.
How would you love them? You can't get them. You know who got some?
All right, you got me.
Castanedes.
Yeah. Nice. Beautiful.
You know when they come and move that trash?
Well, today, right? Later today?
Earlier today, a Forovic dies.
Oh. Very nice. So they were here. Do I got approximate time of death? What, like, so after 7 or 8 a.m., right? Before lunch?
Something like that.
The trash would have come through at 5, so it would have been actually around 6 a.m. is when they're saying that that Jack died.
Well,
I think you're right. I think it's in a clown caper.
you know, nobody wants the clowns gone more than I do. But now you got the Italians framing them up, and you got the big guy telling us that we got to wipe out the clowns 3 days before retirement. Let me tell you something. It's not funny. I'm not laughing.
I think that's a
It ain't
great
no
end
joke.
line for that scene. We're going to shift over to the diner, where the sad news is being brought to Diane by Maggie and Reggie. Yeah. Someone, what is this? What do we think this diner looks like?
It's an old brick building. It wasn't originally purposed to be a diner. It used to be where they used to repair shoes, but it got repurposed.
Cobbler.
Yeah, there.
Awesome.
So it has a different feel to it. It's they don't have like traditional diner seats. They got like actual like chairs and tables.
Excellent. So, you see that they did send a squad car over, but they heard that you were coming, so they held off. So the squad car is there, and as you sort of walk in, you see Diane there. She is very sort of pleasantly serving tables. Though she does, there is this look, you wouldn't know it to look at her unless you'd known her for as long as you have, that there is this slight hint of concern that she has while she's doing other things. She's great at masking it, but you can tell that there's something perhaps not quite right.
I don't want to tell her.
I guess I will. All right. We approach her.
All right. She's just sort of pouring someone's coffee, and she looks up. Sergeants.
Hello, Miss Clover.
Well, I've got a table for you over in the corner if you like.
Actually, I'm going to ask you to get someone else to do the serving right now if you can. We need to go talk about something in private.
Oh no. She nods slowly, and she goes over and she gets one of the other servers to. She whispers something to the server, and she just sort of gestures to you to come into the back room with her.
All right, we go to the back room.
Yeah, and this is kind of a sort of a pantry, like storage pantry-ish area, just off of the
Slash
main
office.
kitchen. Yeah, pantry office thing.
Yep.
Just sort of so you go through the kitchen and then in there, and you come in. She closes the door behind you. And she says, what happened? Something's happened, hasn't it?
Yes, ma'am, it has.
You might want to take a seat, Diane.
She goes around behind the desk and she sits down, looking up at you trepidatiously.
This morning, Nick was found murdered on the boardwalk.
Jack's dead?
Oh, Jack, I'm sorry. I thought it was Nick. I thought it was Nicholas. My bad. Jack was found dead.
Oh, God. I told him he shouldn't be going out. I told him. I thought something might have gone wrong. He wasn't back yet. He was just out. Stayed out longer. He does that sometimes. What happened to him?
We have another group investigating that. We'll know soon enough.
Are you going to be taking the body?
I'm pretty sure they're going to take it to autopsy it, yes.
You'll still need to confirm, though, Diane.
Yeah.
I don't want a damn hair touched on his head. And she stands up. Not a hair. Do you, and she basically has fallen silent at this point. Do you want to ask her anything or else at this point? Or do you just wanna...
We're going to give her a moment.
Yeah.
Because she just learned that her
Yeah.
husband's dead. Yeah. Then I'm moving. I'm sorry to have to do this, but do you know why your husband was out last night?
Well, you are attempting to acquire information from someone, and so
I am.
there's a thing for that. Whereby, yeah, I believe I draw 5 more cards. So let me go ahead and recall the ones that I was using and reshuffle here real quick. And I'm going to draw 5 cards.
I have to ask, would this be a personality roll or a personality pull or?
So, I mean, if it's something where I would say if it's something where you're heavily involving your personality in the in the situation, as it were, it's something that draws on your personality. I mean, it's you're trying to be personable, so there's always that. Let's see.
But I'm also trying to figure out if I'm getting why I was out there. But if it's still a personality, I get -2.
Sense of personality. Personality pool against anyone must be an NPC. Oh yeah. This is a personality pool.
All right, so I get a -2 to the pool
Ooh.
because she thinks I'm sort of nerdy.
Yep. Yeah, you can tell there's this there's this certain thing. She's becoming, as soon as she found out he's dead, she's becoming, or at least got over the initial shock, she's becoming very resistant.
Yes.
So I'm going to once again
I'm going to
go
spend
ahead
a
and you make a pull and you apply the modifier, and I play a card from my hand that's closest without going over, and that tells us the value of the information you get.
I'm going to spend one of my luck points to look at all your cards.
Hello.
Expert profiler.
All right. Whilst it would be nice if this was something I could just show you, I think I'm just going to lay them out.
I ain't going to get good information. Gotcha.
That's what I got.
So I'm gonna throw a 10.
Okay. So that means that I'm using the 7 out of this. So and then oh yes, and then there's a table they would like me to consult real quick.
Yep. And I have a -2, so me technically I'm throwing an 8.
Okay. Let me see here. Where is it here? It says that let me find the table real quick. Personality cards, and I'm going to just go ahead and see if I can pull this up real quick. This is information on okay, here we go. So the card is a the mentioned player makes pull and the GR makes player without the rank of the card. The GR plays represents the information. Gotcha. So this is a club, means that this is the organization's tactics and capacity for violence. Alright. And this is a 7, means the NPC has information about others of similar station. Okay, gotcha. Alright. So, yeah. And so what is it you asked her again?
Does she know why her husband was out last night?
And she says it was a negotiation. We haven't we've been paying protection to the clowns for a while, and we were doing it because we thought they'd be able to see that we care about everyone in the neighborhood, them included. And he was starting to make headway. He said that he had someone who was going to be a go-between, and that he'd gotten in touch with somebody who was going to be able to help, basically to smooth things over. And try to make things work. But just don't know. I told him it was dangerous, but he wouldn't listen. He never listens. You know what he was like.
What exactly were you needing protection from, Diane?
I mean, you know how they get.
Yeah, it was racketeering. They were threatening violence for money, Maggie.
It's just a usual thing. And actually, though, Maggie, if you would like separately to make a draw, then we can make that happen. If you want to try to get additional information out of her.
Sure.
Let me go ahead then and redraw. Okay.
All right.
So, what card are you putting up to get information?
So I just put a random card that I like out there.
In general, the high, yeah. I'm going to play the highest card out of my hand that gets close to what you have without getting over, and that tells us the value of the information you get.
All right.
High cards are good if you want like high level information, but then if you don't want to spend your high cards yet, then that's we want something more in the middle. And it just depends what I have.
Well, I'm lucky because I have a +3 for being a good role model. So that 6 will turn into a 9.
Excellent. Okay. So that means that I'm playing this 8. And so that's spades, which relates to motives behind the organization. What are they after? And this again is an 8. 9 or 8 is worth 1 step up with someone who might know someone just above them. Okay, gotcha. Excellent. Good. She says, well, we'd been doing it for a while now, and it really had become they hadn't really done anything to hurt us. They hadn't done anything to hurt the area, but we just knew they were hurting for money, and we were getting them around to just paying them in food at least half the time. But Jack wanted to get out from under it, and he'd gotten in touch with somebody who sort of works with these these troubled gangs sometimes, and apparently who knew them, and is trying to sort of forge a better relationship, I guess. I think I've got her information here somewhere. She looks through the desk real quick, and you see that she's doing everything she can right now just to stay together. She takes out a business card and hands it to you. She signs. And as she does, she says, how soon do you think before I'm going to be able to see my husband?
Well, evidence still needs to be collected. I'm not sure, but we can definitely call you as soon as the what is the guy called that does? The coroner. The coroner does his job.
She nods. The business card says on it, Alexandra Leopold. And I think that'll be the scene. You've actually, even though this is day 1, I think perhaps now would be a good time to go to break. Are we good? If we're good with that, so that we can, since we're sort of at roughly halftime here. So we will be back shortly. We'll be back in like 5-10 minutes. See you soon. we have returned, and we're now still still on day one of this exciting cop drama, and we're going to see what happens next. I can't wait to see what happens next. So we've had 2 of our scenes, and we're going to our next scene. Where do you folks go next?
I'm going to get a coffee to go.
You know, it can't leave mom's without coffee and a sandwich.
Oh yeah, that's
And a slice of pie for later.
that goes without saying.
Ooh, maybe not the pie this time.
Yeah, that would perhaps not be in the best of taste.
Too soon? Too soon?
Too soon. Too soon.
Oh, we didn't tell her how we found her husband.
That's true.
That's true.
But still.
There's a very
So maybe
narrow
just a
window if you
fruit
still
pie,
want pie.
Not a cream pie.
That's right. And could I get a coffee to go?
No cream. Nope, no cream. Just black. It's fine. It's fine.
You know what?
Sorry about your husband.
Should we get coffee? Should we get coffee for the other 2?
Yeah.
Nah.
Jerks.
We'll just bring him. We'll bring him a pie, though. We'll bring him a piece of pie. No coffee, because coffee's expensive. But pie is only $1. $1 a slice on Monday. That's her deal.
Yep. Get it while it lasts. I have a feeling they may not be serving pie anymore after today.
It's closeout.
Yep.
He's not on special.
Every pie must go. So, are you folks going to? So, are you all 4 going to meet up again, or do you want to go to do other things?
I want to go straight to. I want to roll my underworld. I want to do my underworld contacts.
Ooh, okay.
And I think like on the way to wherever we're going, I think I know somebody who might be able to.
Shed some light on the situation.
Yeah, that would be helpful. So Lutarski, we ought to swing by Max Garage. On our
Max? Oh, they don't like me at Max no more. You know that.
way. Well, we're not there to talk about cars.
Okay. And he'll pull off the exit and head towards Max.
Excellent.
I think I have to like do a thing. I have to. You run underworld contacts. You run into a low-level gangster and immediately enter a fist fight. If you win, he gives up a minor clue. I'm completely comfortable with.
I'm just curious to know from Bluto what happened at Max.
I don't want to talk about it. That was from the days when I was not Julius Plutarski, but Sammy Winthrop, thug of some sort, just working for the Castanettis. It was okay.
Oh my God. Okay. Well, that tells us something. All right. So you are. So do you 2 separate, or is it the thing where Bluto's just gonna like stay in the car?
Bluto's going to keep the car running because depending on what Tag wants to do, they're going to need to probably get out of there fast.
Yeah, this won't take long.
Okay.
All right.
So yeah.
Yeah.
So yes, you head over to Max, and you kind of they've got. I'm imagining a place that's not like a very big garage, but it's kind of dingy. You've got like 2 main carports that folks can pull into to get service done, and they've got like a gas station attached to it, I think, and you see kind of this older fellow. Just sort of hunched over a Pontiac in the main bay, just kind of working on it.
Is he under the hood?
Yes,
Yeah.
he is.
Cool. Can I like nonchalantly walk up and slam his head and slam the hood on his head?
I'm certain that's a thing you can do. This is going to be an offensive pull where you are attempting to do
I'll say.
You think?
No, I said I want to close a car hood on his head. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. You know, these things happen.
Then I'll give him an offensive pull.
Well, that's. Well, you know.
We'll be right back.
Whatever people choose. Yeah. Good night, folks.
After this.
So let's see. I'm actually thinking, yeah, this could be, yeah, you're gonna kind of take him by surprise. So yeah, I'll go ahead and we can go ahead and do this as an offensive rather than opposed. So this is a case where you actually just play a card and then I play a card and just off the top of the deck, and we find out what happens.
Oh, not out of my hand?
Wait, no, you play a. Hang on. No, you play it out of your hand, but I play.
Okay.
I play out of the deck.
Okay, cool. All right. So anything rank doesn't matter, or rank do I want to play a high card?
Well, I'm gonna draw a card at random, so you have to beat whatever I'm about to draw, but that's about it.
Okay. All right. Here we go. 9 of hearts.
All right, and the card I'm pulling is a 2. Okay.
Wow.
Yeah. So. Yeah. I drew a 2, so that actually is incredibly bad for Mac. As you essentially get him, and you've just got him locked in there. As you know, he immediately. You use the exact amount of force you want to use, so you don't necessarily. I assume you're not trying to knock him out.
Well, the thing says fist fight. The thing says that I fight this guy,
you have to fight him?
Which I'm prepared to do. I was ready to just hit him as hard as I can and ring his bell a little bit, and then write out some pithy one-liners while I punch him in the face.
Well, yeah, you can certainly do that with the draws that we did. You're going to do like an insane amount of damage to him based on this draw. You're gonna do like 70 points of damage to him if you wish.
Nearly kill him.
So yeah, you basically.
I mean, if that.
So you since he is basically putty in your hands, describe to me what happens.
Oh, okay, all right. Well, I slammed the hood of the car on his head as hard as I can. Good afternoon, Mackie. How's it going? Listen, you got to talk to your boss about getting you one of those no-show jobs, because this whole real work thing is not agreeing with you. And I pull him out and like throw him, onto the floor and push him over with my foot,
And he's getting down. He's like, "Oh, you son of a bitch! Oh, you son of a bitch! This is my eye! My eye on the edge."
I know. You got to get a real job with benefits. How are you going to retire, man? How are you going to retire on this? Let me tell you something. Old man Clover is dead. Okay? And I know the Italians did it. So you're going to give me a name right now. What's the brand of the cigarettes that we found?
You'd think I'd have come up with that in the intervening time.
Red Apple.
Yes.
Who smokes? Let me ask you a question. And what are these? What's the Italian family name? Come on.
I was about to ask which one of those two.
Castanettis.
Yeah, which one of those two Mac was known to work for? Was it the Castanettis or the Palazzos? So it's either. Did we want to say that he?
Let me just ask him. You know anybody who likes spaghetti and smokes red apples?
That works.
You want to give me a name before I break your nose?
Yeah, the name of the cigarettes are Mela Rosa.
There you go.
So he's like, yeah. Look, they got some kind of. They got some kind of independent deal going on right now, okay? I ain't seen them in years.
Uh-huh. I hadn't seen who in years, Mac. Tell me your deepest thoughts.
It, Ribaldi. It's Ribaldi, all right?
Ribaldi. I don't know Ribaldi. You tell me.
She used to do law for the. She used to handle the books for the Castanettis. She was their lawyer for a while.
Yeah, but the mob's bookkeeper didn't whack Joe Clover in an alley.
No. Look, I didn't know they were going to go after Jack. I didn't know that was what was going to happen. That's all I heard was there was going to be. I don't know who it is, but there's some like new folks moving through, and they're trying to clean house. Okay.
All right. Listen, you got to do something about that head there, that coconut.
And Ribaldi's fronting for them now.
All right. Ribaldi. And where she have an office? What? She has like a legit thing, or?
Yeah. She practices law outside of from that big ass building over on the corner of 38th and Blossom.
So what? I pay protection to that crew, and if I don't, they shank me in an alley, and then Ribaldi's the one who collects the checks, right?
Let me actually look again at the cards that we drew so that I can give more directed information about this. And so, yeah, okay. I'm gonna use your card to tell me that. I'm combining mechanics. I'm going crazy. Personnel of the organization, either specific names, identifying marks or rumors, and this is a 9, so it's one step up. Okay. So yeah, he says, "Oh look, I don't know." I don't know too much about him yet. All right, I just, I think they've been trying hard to kind of not give up where they're coming from, but they had this. The one time I saw them, they had this. They had this other dame with them. I don't know. I didn't get to find out her name, but she was. She had the sort of sandy blonde hair, very sort of severe. She was carrying a clipboard all over the place.
Mm-hmm. Ribaldi.
And yeah, that wasn't Ribaldi, but Mara,
somebody else.
Yeah, Mara Ribaldi is but I know Mara Ribaldi was working with him.
And you don't know this other lady's name?
No, I didn't. I saw her. She kind of stood out though because they seemed to be giving her some degree of deference.
You saw her where? At your little meeting, your little super cool mob meeting in the Batcave?
You know we do most of that by email now, right?
That's a terrible idea. I thought you guys would. Yes, go ahead and create a trail. That's you guys are geniuses. Let me tell you something. This is all about to fall down on top of you. But I'll tell you what. If anybody asks, you tell them what your old lady tells you, that you fell down some stairs. Okay.
And he just shakes his head, and I'm like, good God. I'm getting too old for this crap.
Oh, you and me both, pal. Let me tell you something. I'm gonna grab this popular mechanics right here off the table. This is mine now. All right. I'll see you around, Mac. Take care of that coconut, pal.
I think I'm gonna
some
need
Neosporin. Some Neosporin on there with the lidocaine. I'm gonna go back to the car. Kind of toss this popular mechanics in Blutarsky's lap.
Oh, You were thinking of me, weren't you?
Yeah, that's the June. That's the June issue.
Do you know they are making solar-powered roofed houses now?
I know, it's amazing. Let me tell you something. Old Mac was working on a lack, and I slammed his head in the hood, and he gave me a name.
Oh, who'd he give you?
It's a lawyer lady. Somebody downtown, Ribaldi. And then said he saw somebody else, but they've got like legit people running their protection racket.
Oh, that's a thing.
It's a thing. And then they kill you if you don't pay up. And they hang it on the clowns.
Of course they do. Of course they do. We should get going over there, yeah?
Yeah, we're gonna have to meet this lady and check it out, but I'm not 100% sure how to approach it yet.
I think I might have it in there.
Can't slam her head in the car door.
No, you definitely cannot.
In the middle of downtown, middle of some high rise downtown. We're gonna need another option. So.
Yeah. I've got a couple ins here. I'll she's an old friend. Not so friend.
Glad to hear it. We need to come up with something. We only have 2 days to shut down all the clowns who aren't really running this. So that's fun.
Yeah, it's gonna be laugh a minute, I can tell already.
Some coffee.
So
coffee sounds good.
Yeah. So you start the ball rolling on that. It may be a little while before you can actually get to see these people, because we're going to the fourth scene of the day, and that's going to be with with our other detectives. So Maggie and Reggie, what were you wanting to do next?
Well, I'm gonna assume there's an address on this business card.
There is. It is. It looks like it's an office in a. I wanted to say what is the? I'm trying to think words. It's a public building. It's a place where they. It's like a place where.
Helping Human Services, possibly.
Yeah, it's. You know where folks will go for counseling on the public dime? It's like group counseling stuff happens there with a therapist, that kind of thing.
Support groups.
Support
with the Y.
groups, things of that nature.
So like just a community center?
Yes, community center. That was the word. That was the word I was looking. Those were the words I was looking for. So yes, it's an address at the community center. That's where it looks like where this office is.
Let's go see Alexander. I'm gonna look at Reggie and Papa. Caramel. Those little Butterworth caramel thingies.
Excellent.
Hold
You
up,
want one?
the Bismo. No, thank you.
I'm telling you, that's bad for your liver.
So you drive over to this to the community center. This is kind of on the. It's a little further away from gang territory or what have you. So it's a bit it's not terrible, but it's close enough that folks can get there if they need to. So you go in and it's you see there's a. It's Monday, so probably all the neighborhood kids are still either in school, or there might be some here for various reasons. But so you may see a couple of people out, sort of in the little lot playing basketball. But it's an informal thing, so it's not a huge group of them or whatnot. So they've got like I imagine sort of a community center. They'd have like an auditorium here, and they have. A few meeting rooms, things of that nature. When you go in, there is a front desk. And at the front desk is looks like a thin guy. Looks like maybe he's in his mid-20s, working here. just sort of looks up. Yes, how can I help you?
Yeah, we're looking for Alexander Leopold. Leopold.
Alexandra?
I'm gonna flash my badge.
Oh.
my badge.
Oh, a detective. Yeah. Sorry. Sergeant. Sorry. Yes, Alexandra's here. She's just finishing up one of her group sessions. So she'll probably be. So she probably should be available in a few minutes. Do you want to wait?
No, I think I'd like to go. Yes, I'll wait. I'll just go take a nap in my car. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna wait. Where can we take a seat?
She just sort of. He just sort of gestures to a. They've got sort of benches out here.
I'm gonna go take a seat.
Okay. So, after a few minutes, you see that he's picked up the phone and he's kind of the desk phone. And he's probably making the internal phone call, just trying to sort of whispering something, and sort of looks up. Yeah. Okay. He hangs up. Oh yeah, you can go on back.
So I have a question. Is it Alexandra?
Alexandra, yes.
Alexandra, is she considered a low-level gangster? Because I also have the underworld.
She seems more like a civil worker trying to help people.
Dang it!
She does seem that way. What is the thing that you have for low-level gangsters?
It's the same thing where you meet one and immediately start a fist fight.
Oh, I see.
Well, we are at a community center.
So, I'm going to allow that to work on Alexandra if you so
I don't
desire.
want to fight her. I don't want to fight her. If she's doing good work for the community, I am a model citizen, a role model. You don't just beat up women. Well, sometimes. But anyway, we probably should go talk to
It's on
Alexandra.
the edge, man.
Okay, so do the both of you go back?
I don't see why not.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you pass a few people that are coming out. Folks that look like they're kind of they've seen better days. And you head over to her office, which is the one listed on the business card. And you see she's in there just kind of moving papers around. She's about like 5'9". She's wearing a white blouse, and sort of blonde hair. And she looks up. Yes, how can I help you, Sergeant? Is it?
Yes, ma'am.
Please come in.
Are there any security cameras around? Just asking for a friend.
Not in this office. There's one in the lobby,
Okay.
but there's not one that looks back here. Yes. How can I help you? Please.
We understand you had a relationship with Jack Clover.
Jack. Yeah. Yeah. Everyone knew Jack. Was working on some stuff with him, community, outreach, things like that.
Can you tell me the manner of the?
Community outreach, my left ass.
Can you tell me the type of outreach y'all were trying to?
Dan told us everything. He told us everything. I'm sorry. Go ahead. We'll retcon that. We'll retcon that.
Great. I love the idea that you just sort of cut him off and say, they told us everything.
You just can't hold it in anymore. It's so good.
So
I told you those oils aren't good for you.
So my
Coffee. I'm sorry.
my question. So this is kind of an inquiry slash interrogation, so whichever one of you wants to be taking the first crack at this. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna draw my 5 cards, and then I believe once again you put up a card, and then I will toss one out that is less than or equal to it.
I take it she's considered a civilian?
Yes, she is. She is considered a civilian.
All right. If you don't mind, I will.
Go right ahead. I'm bad with people.
All right. I am going to throw out... This feels like an important lady.
Yeah. But if you have a thing for non-civilians, again, I can say that it works for her.
I do. Non-civilians.
Or things that are... What do you have? What do you have? That
It's just the role model. +3 for personality roles. This is when I'm talking to civilians.
Oh, okay.
So I just wanted to make sure. I'm going to throw up, because I feel like she's really important, my Jack.
Okay, well, I have an interesting choice to make. Hang on.
I'd also like to use one of my, I don't know if I can, since we've already entered, one of my tokens for the Yippee-Ki-Yay, which is a +1 to every pole in a building you're in.
So you can, since you've already drawn, you can spend, well, I mean, you already knew you were going to be doing this. So yeah, you can spend a token to up it if you want.
How do I get rid of it?
Well, we just delete it, really. Just highlight and hit the delete key.
All right.
Or I'll do it. There you go. So yeah, that's effectively a queen, at least. Possibly an ace +1. I have a 10. So you're automatically getting, the highest. You're automatically getting the highest card that I have. So I'm giving you a 10 here. And apparently I chose clubs. Okay. I wasn't thinking for a moment. That's all right. So what was it you were? What was it you said to her?
Dan told us everything.
Dan.
Well, first I told her community, something, my left foot, and then Diane told us everything.
Was that? I'm just trying to place the name that you just used.
Diane Clover.
Diane. Okay, gotcha. Okay, right. Sorry, brain is not completely hearing everything. All right. Okay. So she sort of looks, sort of blinks for a second. I'd like to know what happened. Can you tell me? And
I'm gonna look over at Reggie.
And when she does this, you have this. You think she's already knows what you're going to say, or she already seems to. She definitely is being guarded here, and she knows something.
Nick Clover was found murdered this morning.
Poor Jack.
I'm sorry. I had to
Jack, darn. Why do I keep going to Nick?
I don't know.
Why?
It's got CK at the end of it, I guess, maybe. She's sort of like... oh, dear. Do you have any idea who did it?
Not at the moment. We're still investigating.
Dan told us that she's been paying you and the clowns for protection. Obviously, that's not working. So what's going on?
We're trying to get them into a friendlier place where they would just, we'd already gotten them onto just accepting food for a good portion of them, and there were going to be more, shall we say, peace talks going on to try to calm the situation down further, de-escalate. A lot of them are trying to get out of crime at this point because they consider themselves more artists than anything else. That's something we're trying to facilitate. They were going to be meeting with Jack. I was setting that up. And, well, he just... I don't know how well you knew Jack, but he was not one to listen very much when you try to tell them to take precautions. So he ran off. He didn't tell me. I knew the meeting was going to happen. I didn't know when it was going to happen. I didn't know where it was going to happen exactly. I facilitated it, and then they cut me out of it. And, there's something about what she is saying that makes you think that there's definitely more to this. Yeah, there's definitely, she definitely still seems to know more than she's letting on.
Do you know why they cut you out? Because you were obviously doing great work getting people out of crime.
I'm not sure. But let me ask you something, Detective Sergeant. If someone was threatening everything that you had ever wanted and you had ever built, how willing do you think that would make you to discuss them openly?
Well, that depends if I'm talking to someone who could help me or not.
I need to be sure that this isn't going to blow back on me. If I tell you this. trying to get people out of their previous lives, and it's harder with some than others. And I do not want... I've worked very hard for the last 10 years to do that, and I do not want that erased. You understand? Yeah, you're sensing that she wants some kind of assurance.
Right. Oh, I just don't know how to give it. I guess I'll take the business card that I was given from Diane, rip it up into little pieces, and throw it in the trash.
That's very reassuring. Oh, I see what you're doing. Yeah.
Just to be like, I don't know who you are.
She glances over at Reggie as you do that to attempt to gauge his reaction. It appears he is stone-faced on this issue.
Yeah.
Okay.
He doesn't say anything. He just sits there.
All right. So, what do you know about what they're doing out at the riverboat?
Do we actually know anything? Do we know much?
I know they're building more bars and stuff.
Well, that's some of what they do. They also have gotten into the business of taking over other people's business.
That's just real estate.
Yes. They have been very interested recently in the people that I know and do works for. And they have a tendency to be very insistent when negotiations of the kind I was trying to facilitate are going on. They want to make sure they're in control of the situation.
That can't be everything.
All
There's
right.
got to be someone you know on the inside. Someone
Yes.
you're talking to. They need something. Unless you want something else to happen to Diane. Or anyone else you're doing business with.
I really don't. All right. Arturo. He goes by Arturo. He's he's an entertainer on some of the dinner theaters that they do there. He also does a bit of juggling, manages some of the gambling, and is, I think, more deeply connected than I ever probably realized for someone of his ilk. Arturo Sato.
Can you spell that for me, please?
Sato.
You never know. Sometimes there's an I in there, and
Right.
extra A.
If he finds out that I told you this, bad things are going to happen. Not just to me, but to the people I work with. You understand?
Well, if you find anything else new or RTO comes to you, need to let us know what you know.
And I think that's going to be the final scene for this day. So what we're going to do is, so this is all basically the information and stuff you're able to gather on this day. For the next thing, you're going to have to go to the next day. Before that, though, what does everybody do at the end of the day when they're trying to unwind and figure things out?
I recycle my coffee cup.
That's very responsible of you.
Pesky, you want to go to Mom's? Watch me eat?
Hey, come on, I get something to eat too.
All right. Suit yourself. If you insist.
We never gave them their pie.
Oh, no.
Yeah, do we meet back up at the station? The four of us? Certainly?
That's the only chance you have of getting your pie, I think.
Yeah.
I would like to give them the pie. It's good
Yes.
pie.
It's been sitting in the car all
I was
day.
about to say, it's nice car
It's
warm.
toasty.
Yeah,
It's apple pie, so.
yeah. The end of the day unwinding scene doesn't count as toward the scene, so yeah, feel free.
Cool.
She recycles her coffee cup. I throw it away.
I like to think
I'm going to take it out of the trash and recycle it.
So, yeah, this is all going on back at the station where you're all are meeting up.
like come upstairs while you're taking a coffee cup from one trash can to another. Like, Mrs. Robinson, our nation turns its lonely eyes to you. Why are you digging through the trash?
Most lonely eyes turn to me. Thank you very much. You should recycle. Do you guys want pie? I got you pie. It's from Diane.
I would love a slice of pie.
Pie.
Thank you.
So, what's going on with the crime scene? Anything good?
Well, he's dead.
Whoa,
very good.
wow.
Guess that's what caused it all. Sad, really. No, it's a total fix-up. They sliced his throat, flipped him upside down, put a pie under his head, make us think that the clowns did it, and
Totally off.
yeah, we knew something was up right away. And big guy here fished a pack of cigarettes out of the trash, pointed us at our friends from the boot. So we went downtown, had a chat with a friend of mine who, a little mobbed up.
Sent us in a different direction. We gotta go make some calls for tomorrow.
Looks like we're going downtown. This money thing. They're paying protection to the Italians, who are then running it through a legit lawyer downtown, and then they're trying to frame up the clowns for the body count when people don't pay up.
And the Italians know a lot more than what we know.
Know a few things. They're working with somebody else too, weren't they?
Jack was paying protection money to the clowns, and he was negotiating on getting prices lowered. And
What? So this is a beef over protection money?
it's a beef over real estate. Look at it. You got the boat on the river. You got the riverside properties that everyone wants.
You couldn't give those away a couple years back.
Yeah, now they're prime real estate.
So they're
Maybe we
shaking down all the business owners.
Maybe we should be looking at Uncle Lou. as well.
But Uncle Lou, what do you think he's got to do with it?
Well, look at it. He's been buying properties there for a long time. Maybe he knew beforehand this was going to happen. He might have connections with this.
I mean, I've seen worse. Seen way worse.
Ribaldi ring a bell to anybody?
Nah.
No? It's the lawyer downtown who looks like they're paying was actually washing the money maybe. So I think I might drop by tomorrow morning and get some legal advice.
Yeah, I'm sure she'll be happy to give it to a couple of flatfoots like us.
No, how about we switch it around? We got a different lead. Why don't you check into an Arturo Sato? He's an entertainer, juggler, supposedly handles some of the gambling down there. Might be more connected to this than we know.
Oh, there you go. Oh, that does sound fun.
We'll handle the lawyer. Is that all right?
Go have tea and scones with the lawyer. Have a little brunch.
What you got against a good Black Earl?
Look. That is not meant as a shot. Okay? Just saying.
I brought you pie.
You go after the white collar crime. We'll go after
I'm
the
not bringing you scones this time.
no collar crime.
Go find what's happening in this ground level stuff.
It'll be fun. I've only got 2 days to legally hit people in the face.
You could do that lots of places legally. Also,
Sure, I could get back into boxing. I'm a little old for it, but there are other ways to legally hit people. That's true. I hadn't thought about that.
Yeah, sure.
If you excuse me, I got a dog I gotta go feed.
Is that a euphemism for something?
No, I have a dog. His name's Pork Chop.
Actual dog that needs to be fed. I respect that. Okay.
It's fine.
I think this pie has gone over, but I'm going to finish it anyway.
Don't eat it if you're just gonna complain. It's fine. It was only $1.
I don't know. Nah, it's fine. It'll be fine.
You don't think it's either very new meat or very old cheese?
Yeah. I don't know. I kind of like a little bit of sour there. Kind of tantalizes the senses. You know what I'm saying?
I know. You like a savory pie. Never understood that.
Hey, look. You know, you go and you do a few things, you get some new experiences, and you learn that certain flavors and interplays work better with others. Okay?
Okay. That's a lot of $2 words for somebody who orders meat pie at the Luby's. I get the Luann. I get the fish on the Luann.
Beef, gravy, and crust is simple joy. And you will never know that joy unless you try it for yourself.
All right. You said brown gravy. That's it. That tears it. We're going to dinner. All right. So we're going to go get something with brown gravy on. We're going to get some brown food. Me and the big guy. Anybody coming?
Oh, I've got nothing better to do. I'll come with.
Watch me eat.
I'll eat myself, thanks.
Nice.
God, get over that lie. Yeah, that's good.
Okay, day 2 is going to occur now.
Transition.
So we have a wipe of some kind, and day 2 dawns, and as you folks are sort of gearing up, kind of coming back into the station, I'm going to be giving you your day 2 cards. You each get 2 tokens on day 2, which things may very well come to a head on day 2, actually, in this particular game. But we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Well, even if it does, we still have day 3 to deal with the clowns.
That's fair.
Oh my god.
There's a bit of bonus clown punching. So
That's got to be a euphemism.
is it? I don't know. Punching
Probably
clowns.
not, but
People dressed as clowns. You hit them
Can't-
in the face.
You can't go clown punching on Twitch.
Yeah, that's true. That's fair. That's fair. Day 2 is a thing that happens, and as things are kind of sort of coming around, the thing you find out that morning is that apparently, as you're kind of coming in for your briefing, is that someone. It seems like somebody let's see. Uncle Lou Henderson filed an assault charge last night that someone had attacked him.
Is that who we're going to go see?
That was someone that you were thinking about seeing.
Oh, okay. All right, so we see that in the morning.
Yes.
All right, I just hand the piece of paper over to Tarsky there.
somebody jumps Uncle Lou.
Yeah.
Well, isn't that a coincidence?
Y'all keep it down. As he pulls out like a bottle of Tylenol.
Well, the dog keeping you up all night? Or is it the hair of the dog?
Look, I don't talk about your anger problems. You don't talk about my drinking problems.
Gotta lay off the Harvey's Bristol cream there, big guy.
Yeah.
Still got 2 days left of this.
You know what will really help that headache? Some peppermint oil. I'm just saying. It clears out the sinuses.
Not like a ripple.
And it's very soothing.
rumple.
Peppermint oil.
I'll stick to my water and Tylenol.
All right.
Thanks. All right, so why don't we drop by? What do you want to do? You want to drop by Lou, say hi, make sure he's all right, and then go.
Yeah, I
hands?
want to. Yeah, and then take the juggler. You think? Is that what it was? A juggler?
He's an entertainer, juggler. Supposedly he's into gambling.
Oh boy, you always are.
Wait, do we know for sure if he's a clown or not, or is he just some guy who likes to juggle?
He might not be a clown at all since he's associated with gambling, unless clowns are getting into gambling.
If I was still a gambling man, I might guess he might be a clown.
Right.
But that would be uncharitable of me.
It's a red flag. How many jugglers do you know?
None. I don't associate with jugglers.
Exactly.
Crusty jugglers.
But before we go, we need to spend our cards if we want extra.
Yep.
I want to take one.
All right.
Oh yeah.
Let's see.
Oops.
How much is it?
On day 2.
Everything's reduced by one, so.
Yeah, on day 2 you can spend tokens and you can spend cards to get extra tokens, but down to a 10. 10 is now the minimum card you can spend to get more tokens. So,
Well, I'm gonna go. I got 2 queens, so I'll let Queen know what that gives me 2.
yeah, you can play it. You can play queen. So let me just double check. This is so Cody's getting
One.
Getting
I got a
one.
king I'm throwing out here to keep me going.
Alright. And let's see. Was that Travis threw out the queen?
Yes, I did.
Alright. Okay. Yeah,
Roger.
I was looking at the thing and it's covering the cameras for a second, so I'm just like, wait a minute, I couldn't see who was talking. Okay. So let's see. So you are getting 2. And you are getting 3. All right.
I'll throw out a queen as well.
All right. Done and done. Okay. So, let's change up the order a little bit from yesterday. So I'm going to go first to Maggie and Reggie. Where do you want to go first?
Do you want to go with the other ones and check out Uncle Lou, or you just want to go ahead and go straight to the lawyer?
Oh, yeah.
It's a little early
you
for
can all go to a place
arguing.
together if you want. That's too. Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. What do you want to do? You want to go check the lawyer out, or you want to go ahead and go over to check out Uncle Lou? The other two.
Where were they going again?
They were going to go talk to Uncle Lou.
Let's go
Need
talk to the
Minnesota.
lawyer. Start the day off right.
Yes, start the day off right with a chat with a lawyer.
They ain't starting out the day, right?
So you, so the two of you head over to this law office at the corner of a 2-digit number in Blossom.
38.
38th. I thought it was in the 30s, maybe somewhere. I'd forgotten. You find in the in the lobby, you find looking through, find Maria Ribaldi's office, and you go up to her office, which is on a fairly high floor. So she has a nice sort of widely appointed office. And she has an assistant who is whom you see in the waiting room of her office, who stands up and sort of looks at the two of you and says, "This is just sort of it's an older lady, basically is sort of standing up as her assistant. Yes. How can I assist you?"
We're to see Miss Ribaldi.
Miss Ribaldi's got appointments all day, unfortunately.
I pull out my badge. Cancel them.
I see. One moment, please. She will go ahead and she will go within to the office, and then she will come back. Well, officers, she does have a window of time now. If you would like to see her.
After you, Mrs. Robinson.
I will head in first then.
So you go in, and you see this this lady. She's kind of she's like about 5'4" maybe, shoulder length black hair. She's pacing back and forth behind her desk. She's saying, "No, you can't let these people screw you like that. No, just no, we'll just put it in under a referral. We'll figure it out. Yeah, no, no." And she looks over, seeing you. She's just like she gestures to a couple of chairs. "I have to go. Yeah, yes, absolutely. Yeah, no, yeah, just send me the deposition and we'll work it out. It should be just fine, I think." Yeah. All right. Talk to you later. Well, detectives.
Good morning, Mr. Ribaldi.
This is something of a surprise. How can I assist you?
We're here and looking into the murder of Jack Clover.
Do you think the police released information about that as of yet? In other words, wasn't it? Well, that's the thought. Well, no. Jim is asking, do you think the police would have released information about that yet? That it'd probably be a hard secret to keep. So,
He's a public figure.
Yeah.
He's a well-known public figure.
Yeah.
There would have been a leak somewhere. A cop would have said something to somebody, and it would have got out.
So she says, "Oh yeah, I heard that that happened early yesterday morning, didn't it? It was terrible."
Yeah, yes, it was.
She shakes her head.
Very tragic. Very tragic.
Diane must be having a hell of a time right now. So she kind of sits on the edge of her desk. Well, how can I help?
If you wouldn't mind answering a few questions.
Yeah, of course.
Maggie?
I actually did not write down anything about that crime scene because I didn't want to metagame. Other than 6 found.
Ask her for a smoke.
Ah, yes.
I don't smoke.
Smoke.
Okay. Well, the cream of the sign, Miss Rivaldi, we found a very specific brand of cigarettes. Red Apple, are you familiar?
Oh, yeah, it's, yeah, we don't, yeah, I gave them up a little while ago, but, yeah, I used to smoke those.
We have it on good authority that you are the only one who's ever smoked these. And can you tell me why one person in this city who smokes these cigarettes, what they have to do with Jack's death? And what were they doing at the scene of the crime? Where exactly were you yesterday morning?
Yesterday morning? Yeah. I was at the courthouse. I've got at least half a dozen people can place me there.
That's 6 in the morning? Interesting.
Sometimes you gotta get in there early. It's the only way they'll see you sometimes.
Important case, I take it.
Yeah, there's a land rights situation going on right now.
Land rights involving who?
Well, a lot of that's kind of privileged right now. You understand.
I don't understand, and I'm gonna need you to tell me
No,
who those land rights are for.
okay, so I think now is the time when I'm going to draw 5 cards, and then you can play a card, and I will play whatever I have that. Oh, okay, all right. I'll play anything that I have that is less than or equal.
All right, I will throw out my 10, which gets a +3.
Okay, so it's effectively a 13. It's effectively a king, yes? Because that's 11, 12, 13. Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Bam. All right. So yeah, this is one of those things that is practically, it's almost case cracking, this kind of thing. So let's see, King of Clubs. All right. And with 2 levels of information. Gotcha. All right. Yep. So you've been working your way up here. She nods slowly. As you're kind of as this is going on, she says, I don't suppose you, well, let me see how this would play out. Right. Because this is I'm trying to sort of realistically, you're talking to a lawyer here, but at the same time, there's a lot going on. So she'll say, I think you're able to basically. I think with that level of information, there is a specific piece of information that you have on Mara Ribaldi that you can use at this time to threaten her, if you wish, for her to give you the information that is basically king level. And so, what is that piece of information? What do you have on her?
Besides the fact that she's a mob lawyer?
Yeah, I mean that. Yeah, like a specific. It can be a specific thing that you may make up right now, and let me know what it is.
I pull out my phone because I get a strange message. Oh, this is interesting. Can you explain why your fingerprints were at the boardwalk where Jack was killed?
Holy shit, she says. She gets up, she leans into the lobby. But it's clear, into the waiting room. It's clear she's not leaving, but she says, Hold my calls, will you? All right. She turns, she looks at the two of you. I'm not going down with that son of a bitch. Seriously?
Oh. Yeah, just came in. They just texted me to you.
And at this point, she reaches behind the one of the comfortable-looking sofas in her office and pulls out a pack of the cigarettes.
Once a smoker.
And yeah, she pulls out a pack of Melorosas and is starting to, and is like, lights one up. All right. Here's the situation. I am going to be laying incredibly low after I tell you this, okay? It is going to be very difficult for anybody to find me after we have this conversation. Do you understand?
Understand completely. You're probably leaving town, the country.
So, there's this outfit that's been started up, and they've got a fair amount of money behind them. And they've gotten together with the Castanettis. And they want to get back what was theirs. So this new partner of theirs is kind of putting the impetus behind a lot of what's going on. And apparently they planted my damn fingerprints. I was not at I was not there. I didn't think they were going to kill him. But apparently they got a hold of one of my packs of cigarettes, I guess. So, this kind of new silent partner that the Castanedis have, they're being real careful to cover their tracks. But their front guy is a big fellow named Rodriguez.
That first or last name?
Hell if I know, that's all he gave me.
All right.
Where can we usually find this Mr. Rodriguez?
He probably does everything over a phone and.
Yeah, I just saw him the one time, and you don't find him. You don't find him, honey. He finds you. But, yeah, whoever he's working for, I don't know that he's at the top, but he's probably second to it. But they've been through they're you know, like half a dozen companies that they're buying land through right now. And right now the piece that's in contention, and the Castanedis and I have been encouraged to work with them on this. The piece that right now is in contention is that riverboat.
Really?
Yeah.
Who are they contending with?
Well, you know, it's an independent operation. It was all they could do to get it out there. So it's and so that would be Mr. Elliott, who owns the boat. But there are sort of other forces at work here, and they're kind of, let's say, trying to influence the property values of certain areas, and I'm guessing that might have been why Jack ended up with his face in a pie.
Would that certain individual be a Mr. Lewis Henderson?
What, the owner of the boat?
No, the person who's trying to tamper with the real estate prices.
If I had to guess, I'd say it's possible. But if it is, he's covering his tracks real good.
Think there's anything else we need to ask, Maggie?
Are you familiar with the name Arturo Sato? Arturo?
She thinks about it for a moment. It doesn't ring a bell. I could have sworn I've heard it before somewhere, but I can't place it. And you can tell that she's telling the truth. If you want, I'll look through my files whilst I'm taking my business where I need to take it, and I will let you know if I come up with anything.
I'm gonna lean over to Reggie and kind of whisper, "Are you sure we can let her go? If we found her fingerprints at the crime scene? Or do we need to take her in?"
It'll be alright, I'll tell you later.
Well, I will hand her my own business card. This is my number. Call me if you find out anything.
Will do,
If you
Sergeant.
come into contact with Rodriguez, we need to know.
Well, at this point, I never want to see that guy again in my life.
Well, if he calls you for a meeting, just let us know, and we'll see about putting him away.
All right, you say so. And she will go ahead and she'll give you his description. Rodriguez, he's about 6'5", long dark hair, mustache. And I think we're going to go now over to Mitch and Bluto.
There's one more thing I want to do in this scene after we leave and we're going down the elevator. So, we didn't find her fingerprints at the scene. That was my dog walker.
Are you kidding me right now? She was sweating bullets. They're okay.
Hey,
Well
it got the job done.
I've seen ghosts paler than her. All right.
So, Mitch and Bluto were heading to see Mr. Henderson, were they not?
That we were.
Yes.
All right.
Having an argument in the car. No, I'm telling you, Billy Joel is the greatest living American songwriter, other than Paul McCartney, who technically doesn't count, in my opinion.
Look, I'm telling you, that ain't the case. I can't place the name of him. You know, before he died, I would have said it was Prince, but now I gotta say somebody else if you're saying living.
Sure, I respect that. I thought you were going to sail away on James Taylor, Michael McDonald,
That's hippie music. What the hell are you on?
I'm, you're not a Doobie Brother fan? No?
Nah.
Sit back with the Doobies?
Oh my God.
All right.
What are you?
What they talk about.
Yeah. Gotta pass the time somehow. Driving ain't easy.
It's fair. I just have to find this one little mechanic that I'm gonna need in just a second here.
Oh boy, I am going to get to use this, aren't I?
All right. So, you are headed over to see there's this kind of restaurant row type area that's near on that same end of town, between a few of there's a number of bars and restaurants, and you're going to try to as you go there, you pass by a billboard with Lou Henderson's face on it that says "Uncle Lou welcomes you to the neighborhood," and as you pull into the building that he works out of, where I think that his office is going to be at the back of probably there's a, for some reason it's a Cajun restaurant that that's there, and I think it's a little early in the day so they're not quite open yet. It's a sort of a high-end Cajun restaurant, and as you're getting out of the car, I think that's when the gunshots are going to start. So
Jesus.
Take a breath to say that I never come out here because I don't eat crawfish.
Bluto just goes in and just.
So they're coming from a. So this is sort of as you're getting out of the car, you sort of duck down and you see that there's someone appears to be firing at you, not from the restaurant area itself, but from behind a large black vehicle that's sort of over in the next lot. And now we're going to go to armed combat.
Yeah.
And this is where, yes, I just pulled the top card. And this is one of those things where, remember at the beginning we were talking, you have to basically, of the cards that you have in your hand, select one randomly. And so it's if you have 10 cards, you're going to roll a d10. If you have 9 cards, it's a d9, basically, to determine which one you draw. Because I think that'll be the fastest way. So let's see. Game Runner pulls top card. So you get to see my card first. Oh, dear.
Oh, hell.
All right. Okay. So the one that, so the one they were aiming at, who is, so who had the king?
Me.
That's Tag.
Okay. Yeah, they were aiming at you, so they actually are not going to hit you. You're going to hit somebody. They look like they're wearing black. It's kind of hard to see them entirely clearly from here.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, let's see. And otherwise, yeah, the oh yeah, that's right. We gotta pick someone to be leading essentially in each of these. But as we're going, we can go to the next round if you like, because you've nicked one of them, and they're now like basically, but they're still going to be firing a little bit. There's one left who's going to seems to be firing. The one that was firing, I'm going to say at Taggart is the one that got nicked, and so there's one now that's firing at Bluto.
All right.
And you got to beat a 3.
Can we just use his last card to use the 4?
I mean, we could.
Save time.
That would save time. Yeah, we'll do that. Just to make that easier. So you also nick him as this is going on. So this is firing back and forth. And I think at this point, since both of them are now bleeding a little bit, they're going to hop into their vehicle and attempt to peel off.
Wait.
Okay. Bold choice of them. Tag, back in the car! And Bluto will hop into the driver's seat and gun the engine.
Sounds good to me, Uncle Luke, and wait. Punch it.
Come
I'll
on!
break this guy's teeth out.
And he'll floor it as soon as Tag's in the car.
Awesome. So we are entering a car chase.
Yeah.
And
Great.
let me actually pull up the car chase because that's not on the handout real quick. Here we go. Car or boat chase. So let's see. That's right. So perp and players start with 0 points. Place your cards face down, shuffle them, play it, draw, play the top one. Perp does the same. Tech modifiers apply. Okay, yeah. So this is gonna again be involve a random draw from the cards. I'll put myself back up to 5, and I'm gonna randomly put one of my cards down. You randomly put one of yours, and then we'll figure it out. So I'm rolling 1d5. I'm going to draw the second one, which is this one. And yeah, so it's basically against whoever's driving versus whoever's driving. So
okay.
Then I gain a point, and this is a 3-round thing, or a 3-point thing, as it is. So they seem to be pulling up further ahead on you, as this is going on. They manage to pull around a corner, and you can't quite see them. And your next card is a jack.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Okay. And I have my third card. Oh, is an ace. They look like they're trying to get away. They're almost. You can just barely see them as they're weaving back and forth in the streets. They know these streets really well, it seems. And so we're going to try one more round of this. And I'm going to roll a d3. One more round at least. You might gain on them.
One can put up.
Whatever my third card, and I've got a 5 for that one.
Yeah, about that. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay, you get a point. You're starting to pull. You're trying to you cut through an alley, and you're actually able to get kind of closer now, where you can actually see kind of what's going on there. And we haven't tied yet, so that's I don't have to just consult the chart. And you're now basically much closer to them on the road behind them. I'm about to run out of cards.
It's good.
So
it's good.
That would be good for you. I've got a 7.
Let's see. Yes. So that is going to be this guy.
8. Okay, you are at this point. You're pulling up. You're actually very close to them now. You can as they're trying to turn and swerve, and they're driving recklessly all over the road trying to get away from you, but you are on them.
I am actually going to spend my luck point to activate one of my other lucky breaks, 325 horsepower. I only need 2 points to beat them in a chase.
Ah, excellent. So, describe for me how you managed to cut them off and get and get them to stop.
So what likely happens is they probably pull through a busy intersection to try and lose us. And so they do that. They think they've gotten away. And then what happens is, about a minute later, we come barreling out of a side street and just T-bone them with our reinforced bumper.
Yeah.
Well,
Just
yeah, their vehicle sort of flips. My understanding of T-boning is that the vehicle
goes on its side.
goes on its side. Yeah, there we go. Yep. And so yeah, it's crashed off to the side of the road.
Officer Taggart, would you like to do the honors?
Oh, that's one way to do it. Just hit the son of a bitch. All right, sure, yeah. And I open the door, my foot, and roll out of the car.
Yeah, you see these two big guys. They're like, ah.
Come here, Francine.
You're not doing well.
Come here. I pull one of them right out of the car, and I just break his nose if I can.
Yep. First try. His nose was the only thing that wasn't broken after that crash, and now it matches.
You have to get the number of that truck. What are you doing out here? Shooting the cops? That's fun. Pick him up. You get the other one. And I lift him up and throw him over the hood and start going through his pockets.
Yeah. Pluto will go and fish the other guy out of the car. Yep, just out for a nice Tuesday drive, aren't we, gentlemen?
You wanted to work on your aim, you should shoot at paint cans. Something harmless.
Nice glass bottles.
Yeah. No, you thought it'd be fun to shoot up cops walking around, doing whatever they're doing. So who do you work for, pal?
So, I think that given the way in which they have
You have to shake down this guy.
gotten, this is probably not going to be. I'm thinking this is probably not going to be too tough. So I'm going to give you a. I'm going to go ahead and. I've only got one card left, so I'm going to give you a +2 bonus on this.
And I get a +3 to interrogate anyway.
Oh, you get one a +3. Okay, so you have a +5 now on this.
Because I'm a loose cannon.
So you have a +5 on this draw.
So do I? So I draw a random card, or the card of my
you play a
choosing?
card from your hand.
Okay.
So you
we're
choose
just
the
gonna
card.
go. Oh, yeah, here we go. All right, we're just gonna go right there. There you go.
All right. The card I had was a jack. So
Yeah.
yeah, you got him. and you're able to sort of lean on him and cause him a great deal of pain, and he eventually gives up the name Rodriguez.
Yeah. Rodriguez, what's that? Is that a taco truck? What's a Rodriguez? And I like pull his tie like that. You do the thing where you grab him by the tie.
To play for the Yankees.
Pull it. Yeah. I like Rodriguez. He's my favorite pitcher. Who's Rodriguez? Suck of shit. Where can I find him before I find you in a box?
And he says, "Yes, Federico Rodriguez. He's put our." And he'll tell you. Let's see. So you're asking where to find him. Yeah. He's. He operates out of. He operates out of a storage facility off near the docks. And you think you know the one that he's talking about?
Okay.
Yeah. Just ring a bell.
Yeah, I think I know. There's a place out there. You people love to use Warehouse Town for this sort of crap.
Fun. Get some waterfront property. We'll have to go check it out.
It'll be pretty.
Never
I'm
make
certain Mr. Rodriguez will be love to make our acquaintance.
So, I call for backup, and I want them to process these clowns. Not actual clowns, but just
yeah.
those are clowns.
You pretend clowns. All right. So we have this basically this big this the thing where folks will come in and they will get hold of these folks for processing. And I almost feel like this is I almost feel like this could be one of those trigger events that I don't know. It's not really that big. It was a big car crash. There wasn't a lot of there wasn't life lost or anything. So I don't think it would be quite too much as a trigger event. But it's going to take up probably a good portion of the rest of your day dealing with this. So I'm gonna just check back in briefly with Maggie and Reggie to see if there is anything else they want to accomplish on this particular day before we flip over. What do you? Anything else you folks want to do?
Well, we don't know where to find Rodriguez. Heck, we don't even know his first name, unlike the other two.
Right. Do we have access to a computer back at the station?
Yes.
I'd like to look into Mr. Elliott and his riverboat. What is it called?
Oh, the name.
Situation. I'll just say situation because I can't think of English words.
I can do that because I get +2 on these checks.
Ah, excellent.
Perfect.
Cool. All right. We're moving this aside here.
Hacha.
So this is a tech draw?
Technology, yeah.
Okay. My understanding of these. Yeah, this is an offensive pull. And this is where I just draw a random card and we see how it goes. Oh, damn. So you get the basic information on the property. That it is owned by Lance Elliott. It's sort of an entertainment. It is used for purposes of entertainment. It's off of It's just off out technically outside of city limits. But apparently there is there is talk, at least there are notes about it, about the there being a question about of it being up for purchase, but there's not any more information there.
Any way I can dig deeper?
Well, not from the police computer, probably. We'd have to go to some other source.
Then I'll just have to do that then.
I feel like we should look at the evidence too. See what they collected at the crime scene.
Yeah, you can totally do that.
Take a look at the body.
Yeah. See if there's anything further you can get out of that. Yeah, they got the body in the morgue. And you can head down and look at that if you so desire. That'll be an investigation pool. So let me remember how that works. Wait, that should be on this dandy handout that I have. Yes, it is. So I'll draw 5 cards, and yeah, it's the same deal. So let me draw 5 cards real quick. One thing, the thing that you do find slightly unusual, I will say on looking through in the computer, is there should be more there, but it does look as though something's been done to the file. So I've got 5 cards. You may go ahead and play one, and I will play whatever I have that is equal or less.
I'll use one of my luck tokens to take a look at your cards, if I can.
Ah, yes. Okay. Now let me lay them out for you.
Well, I guess I'll throw that guy down. The king.
So that nets the king. So as you're looking through the evidence from the crime scene and everything that's been compiled, and everything that's been put together, you let's see. What do you find out that points you directly to everything you could possibly want to know?
It carved their name into the body.
That could be it, totally. Yeah. So we never really established exactly when this was. But I think that, yeah, okay. They're going to find, basically, they found something in his shoe that he put there. That they had not suspected, and it basically they found a little note, a very little note that he had sort of written and concealed down there, and it seems like he was trying to put a number of things together, figure things out. And on it basically has the word Rod. It has a couple of names on it. A few names on it. It has, as he was piecing it together, it has Sato circled, and then it has an arrow pointing to Rodriguez, which is circled, and then pointing above it, a question mark, but then written very hastily above it is the word Henderson.
Dun dun dun. This is at the top of the note?
Yes.
And that's Uncle Lou, isn't it?
That is Uncle Lou.
Just to cement this, I'm going to spend a luck point to give myself yippee-ki-yay, so any pulls I do, give me a +1 as I dig deeper into this. Hacha.
Okay. Did you just throw a card out here?
Yeah, queen.
Okay. Sorry, there are a lot of them populating. Hang on.
Yeah, I put mine over days.
All right, gotcha. Okay. Let me get some fresh cards out for you then.
But it's a random one, so
Okay.
it's because I'm using technology to dig deeper.
Oh, you're using a thing. Okay, gotcha.
So it's technically an ace +1.
Oh yeah, you got it. What are you looking for?
Seeing that the files have been tampered with, I was seeing why they're tampered with and if I could track down the information.
Ah, excellent. Yes. It looks as though there have been some. Yeah, there was a something. Sometimes the city officials will come through and on the tech end and clean the files. So it looks as though Adrian did it. Shortly before they were scheduled to turn up. So if you had to guess, you would think perhaps
Adrian's in on it.
Yep.
And we find out Uncle Lou is trying to get the property.
Yeah, I'm gonna send a text to my other sergeants and let them know, like, this is what I found in the note.
So, as we are short on time, I would like to leap ahead, if I may, to the next morning when I have a feeling there's a showdown about to happen. And so,
there's a nice drop down holster on Reggie's leg now.
And I would like as you have sort of figured out kind of who is at the center of this, I would like to know what you want to do to deal with the situation and take them out. What does this look like? And this is for all four of you.
Well, we're going to raid Uncle Lou's place, right?
Yeah.
Know about that? Okay. Well, I've got a thing here that lets me pull cool stuff out of the evidence locker. So I'm going to get like a tactical shotgun, like some SWAT stuff.
Awesome.
You know, I need the bulletproof vest. I need the helmet. I need the shotgun where you keep the shells on the side, you know, with the thing. And with the big ratchet, you know, stock on the back of it, you know. And so I just look like I'm ready for World War III.
All right. And what do we see Bluto doing?
Bluto essentially goes to essentially a shed in the backyard of his house that's padlocked.
Mm-hmm.
He blows a little bit of pollen and dust off of it. He hasn't opened this place in years. He takes a swig from his hip flask and tucks it away again before opening it up. And inside, there is contraband that you would not believe. From his days when he was working undercover with the Castanettis, essentially.
Nice.
And so he has his service piece, and then he will also have a rifle and a couple other things, but he won't look nearly as kitted out as Tag does, but
Nice.
He'll definitely be ready for a fight.
And what do we see Maggie doing that morning?
She will be sitting at her desk reading a women's magazine. And after she finishes the last dregs of her coffee, she's going to open her desk drawer and take out 2 flash grenades and put them in her purse.
Awesome. And what do we see Reggie doing?
But besides putting on his drop-down leg holster, he grabs a vest just from his days back in SWAT, and it has a sledgehammer on the back.
Ah, nice. So you're all going to go to raid the storage facility. We're just going to do. I'm going to do this as 4 simple draws. To just kind of see what level of things are going to happen here in this altercation that happens at this place. And so I'm going to go around again one more time, and this is just going to be a straight drawing against me. I'm going to be pulling off the top of the deck. I think. Well, actually, no. I've got cards. I'm going to go ahead and pull off of. I'm going to go ahead and randomly throw out my cards here, and we'll see what happens.
If I may interject, I don't know if this is the proper time to use it, but I do have the Lucky Break flashbang, where I pull a card, and if it's not, or it says pull a card, and if it's not a 2, all perps in the room are disabled.
Okay. So that I think I think that's going to be very helpful at this point.
I personally was going to use Yippee-Ki-Yay again, as well as Dum Dums.
So let's go ahead and this is a place with multiple rooms that you're going to be going through, taking people out as these troops are coming up against you, and so I'm going to go ahead and I'm just off of my one hand here. I'm going to go ahead and be drawing randomly from that, and you're each it's combat, so I believe we're pulling randomly from the cards that you have in your hand. We're just going to use what we've got right now, and I'm going to start with Mitch. And what do you? So as you're heading up, we're just going to do the draw, and then we're going to describe what happens.
Okay, yeah. So I did a random, and I totally pulled this one, baby. Oh yes.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
Okay.
Yes.
And that's versus an 8, and so you managed to you managed to do very well. So yeah, that's more than a 4-thing difference. So this is an absolute success. What is it that what does this look like when you're coming in? What do we see happening?
It's just like aliens, stuff's blowing up, I'm jumping over, like, this is a restaurant, right? Jumping over tables, with that part of your butt, you got the hip going, you're just sliding over the table. Just
Throw your
blowing
hip
everything
out while
up.
you're doing it.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I'm making my way to the back.
Excellent. And so you're kicking, shooting people and then kicking them out of the way as they're trying to get back up. And now I'm going to draw against randomly against Maggie my remaining 4 cards.
And do I just roll a D7? Aw, dang it, doesn't matter.
I got a 2, so you're probably going to do very well.
No, if it is not a 2, then all the perps are disabled, but you drew a 2, so if the flashbang didn't work.
But go ahead and make your draw.
Oh, my apologies.
Yeah, it's based off your draw, not theirs.
Yeah.
How do I roll a D7? I've never had to roll a D7.
/R space 1D7.
1D7, thank you.
So whatever your second card is in your hand. Okay, and you beat them by 4, so that's still an absolute success. So what does this look like? What do we see you doing?
She is going to somersault in, but like on her side because she can't really somersault in because she's got a bad knee, and throw the flashbang out, and then crawl and duck behind a cover, wait for it to explode.
Which it does.
Not nearly as cool.
Yeah, and it does take out a few people. Then I think you pop back up and shoot the others that are distracted by it. And so we see you doing that. And now I'm going to draw against Reggie.
I'm going to spend 2 luck points, 1 for Yippee-Ki-Yay to give me a +1, and 1 for the Dum Dums.
Okay.
Oh, lucky me. That's a +5.
Okay, so this is a crazy amount of success versus this absolute success. What do we see you doing?
We come to a locked door. It's like a big metal door. So instead of hitting the handle, he hits the wall next to the handle, which is just a regular door, and then kicks the door in, pulls out his gun, and shoots everyone in there.
Awesome. It's basically some of the last few lieutenants, and you're all moving forward. And finally, capping this off, I'm gonna draw against Bluto.
At this time, Bluto will go ahead and use his old sharpshooter point, which will get him an extra card of my choosing.
Excellent.
So we'll roll. We'll see what happens. Boop. And so that is going to be, yeah, I don't like that one. I'm going to use my other card. I don't like that roll.
Okay.
So what would have been a 2 is instead a king.
Well, I got an 8. So, again, absolute success on this. What does this look like as you guys are heading toward the final room here?
So as they're basically making their way through this warehouse area, you know, the others are fighting on the ground, and Bluto looks up and he sees basically snipers trying to take position up there, and he just 1, 2, 3, 4, and just puts him down as he's just making his way along.
Awesome. So as basically you head through, the last person that you take out is this very tall fellow with long hair that matches the description of Rodriguez. And in the tiny room within, you find Uncle Lou, whom you are able to rather successfully drag off in chains, if you so desire.
Yes!
No, we still gotta go get Adrian.
That's fair, yeah. And,
Which we'll just walk into the, City Hall and drag him out.
a lot of people go to jail. Adrian is dragged out kicking and screaming. He tries to run, but you're able to catch up with him. And I think there, as we are heading out, I think that is where this thing concludes. As you get a lot of things. So I'm going to as we're ending here, very briefly, I'd like each of you to tell me what you are doing with your retirement, which you get as lieutenants.
I was hoping you'd ask. Mitch retires to Key West. Lasts for about 6 months until he is pulled out of retirement to settle an old score in Tag 2. You're it.
Excellent. And Katie, what does Maggie do with her retirement?
Maggie is going to retire to a quiet farmland and raise bees. She is a beekeeper until she dies from a terrible bee sting because turns out she's allergic.
Oh no!
This is going to be 6 months after retirement.
Oh, well, go out doing what you love.
Right?
And Reggie, what does Reggie do in retirement?
Well, he finally gets himself cleaned up, dealing with the death of his son and all. And he helps Alexander Leopold help clean up the clown, since that was the one thing they were supposed to do but didn't.
Nice. And finally, what does Bluto do in retirement?
Bluto, I think would get a boat and basically take up sailing for his time until as such time as Tag pulls him back in 6 months after retirement for Tag 2.
Yeah.
Because you got to go for one last ride.
Awesome.
Yeah. That's great.
Excellent.
Need the best.
Well, folks, that is 3 days until retirement. We're fascinating, absolutely successful. This was a fascinating game. I loved it. We're going to go around, as we're way over, we're going to go around and say our goodbyes. So just basically to say any last thoughts about the game and where folks can find you. And I'm just going to go regular order again. I'm going to start with Travis.
Man, this is great. Thank you so much for having me. And it's great to be back on this channel. These are awesome players. This is great. I could easily play this character and this game 3 or 4 times. There's a lot of really cool stuff going on. I'm at Producer Trav. I'm the producer of WebDM. We got Kobolds coming up this week. So if you want to watch Jim and Pruitt fight with scorpions on the end of sticks, check us out on Wednesday. Thank you for having me. This was great.
Thanks so much for coming. This is wonderful. Wonderful character. And and the accompanying stage. And let's move on to Katie.
Well, thank you so much. This is the first time I've ever played something that's not Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh wow!
So it was a lot of fun. Especially with the game mechanics. You can find me on Instagram and Twitch at KDD_Erste, and eventually I'll make a Twitter with the same handle. And I'm going to start DMing myself in the next month or so. So be on the lookout for that. Thank you so much for having me, guys.
Thank you for coming. That's awesome. I wouldn't think this was your first non-D&D thing, so this is great.
Yeah.
Very cool. And let's move on to Cody.
I'm Cody, Lord Conti here on Twitter and Twitch. I play video games sometimes on stream. And I started playing a game of Bloodstain on the stream the other day, so if you want to check that out, feel free to follow me. I actually beat the game in 3 hours and 25 minutes using a speedrun tactic that I didn't know I knew of.
Nice. Did you have any final thoughts on the session, or are we good?
Oh, this game is great. I want to play it again.
Yay!
If you get the chance to play this game, play it.
Very cool. And finally, Matt.
Hi, Matt. Like I said, I'm over on the Killer GM at Twitter. I talk about stuff and talk with people I like talking games about. I'm on various Discords and sometimes hop onto other game channels. Hoping to start my own stream up here real soon for Death Trap Dungeons and whatnot. If you like what I'm doing, give me a follow. Chat with me. Always a good time. Love this game. It was really, really fun. Excellent dynamics with the team. Would love to give this another try at some point.
Yeah. This game actually has exceeded my expectations for me as we got into it. I found it delightful. Thank you all so much for playing. I loved your characters. It was great. As for me, again, I'm Jim Ryan. You can find me at OtherDoc on Twitch and Twitter. My website is jimyesthatjim.com, where you can find my Geek Observation podcast and links to my various other podcasts, audio dramas, writings, and such. I've got links down below to my website, Twitter, and YouTube channel. Tomorrow, Monday, I'm over on Katie's channel in the afternoon. That's Katie Face, Katyfaise, running the finale of Inspectors that we've been playing over there, a short campaign. This Thursday, back on this channel, we're doing our finale of this month's campaign of Durance, which is sort of a fun sci-fi out in deep space prison colony thing, very high drama. On Friday, over the weekends, I'm also playing video games. Then on Friday evening, I'm going to be over on Off the Table, playing in their 1890s Urban Shadows campaign. That's at off_the table. On Sunday, 1 week from today, we'll have the last one-shot of the month, which is Genesis Undone, a system that I actually have put together as a way to kind of tell the story of the dawn of civilization as though it were kind of a Shakespearean tragedy. And it's a thing still in progress, kind of a bit of a playtest, but hopefully it will go well. Sign-ups are still open for Bad Streets. If you want more cops leaning on folks and other such things, that is a PBTA game that is also a 70s TV show, a 70s cop show. And we're doing a short campaign of that next month. Scheduling is flexible. It's a midweek campaign, but if you want to check that out, you can go to the game sign-up link below or jimyesthatjim.com and click on game sign-up. Sign-ups are open through this coming Wednesday. As always, beginners are welcome. When we hit the end card, I'm going to send a raid over to Happy Jacks. They're playing a game of demigods, and feel free to hang out and say hi if you so desire. Folks, thank you so much for watching. Take care, and I will see you all of a sudden. Farewell.
Bye.